If you do get them now, it's £11.98. Again, it's 576089. We have got the indigo left, I think, have we actually?
I've got
that's
no
just sold out,
idea.
beg your pardon. You'll see what we've got left on the website, actually, put it that way. They're very smart. We've got greys left.
Right.
Washed grey. Oh, okay. Washed grey would be nice.
Right.
Oh.
Well, I put stickers on them, so we knew which one was which.
Okay.
Light wash we've got. Which one's this one?
Light wash, we've got that one.
That one's got a number on. That's no good.
Okay.
Where's my sticker?
Here we go.
I stickered them.
So clearly, we've got the grey. Grey we've got in stock.
I think this is light
washed
bleach.
grey.
Let's get rid of that one, because that's like...
The wash grey is nice, isn't it?
Light,
Have a bit of an organisation.
wash and
so
bleach.
the check's gone, isn't it? Right.
Okay.
Are
you ready?
Right, okay.
These are quite heavy. There's quite a bit of weight in these.
Are you sure you want to throw those?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all right. No one's harmed. No one's harmed.
They're quite weighty, though, aren't they?
They are. Poor Chloe. I know, she's fallen to the floor. Oh, dear. We've got a handful of indigos, actually, so if you like that, you might just get
denim
one.
colour, isn't it? The indigo
isn't it? I like it.
Right.
Washed indigo we got here. I do like that. And they're smart. I like the washed grey, you know. That's a really cool piece.
It's unusual. It's an unusual one, which is quite nice.
It's quite soft for denim as well, actually.
It is. It is.
Right.
And some of them have a little bit of stretch in. This one that I'm using for Dave's got a little bit of stretch in it. So if you're doing that, you need to make sure that the stretch goes in the right direction, because in the last hour, I did actually fess up to cutting one of my pieces the wrong way around. I have corrected that to make sure that my stretch is going in the right direction when we assemble the waistcoat. So let's pop that out. And just put a fix on there. Because I'm fixing each of the edges of these seams, because especially on arms and things, that's a stress point.
Okay.
So it's worth fixing things at those points. Okay, so that's one side done. Oh, I've caught that at the bottom. That's fine. See, I've still got quite a lot of excess from when I put those side panels in, so I can trim that out in a little bit, but I've just left it for the time being.
It's a really cool garment, this, isn't it, though, seriously?
Well, one side's going to be pretty cool, the other side's going to be pretty weird.
It's really cool. No, why not? I think it's brilliant.
I mean, the Freedom rolls that have actually managed to come up on the Freedom deals, weird that it's all so Freedom, but they are really big rolls. They are 40 strip rolls. 2.5 inches wide. Yes, 2.5 inches wide. So the 40 strip rolls means that you are getting, I think it's about 2.2 linear metres in there. So you're getting an awful lot of fabric. That equates to, roughly, 2 of those would make it a double bedspread.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how much fabric's in there.
And because we've seen,
if you just,
we've got books on our website.
If you just sewed them together in strips.
Yeah, you could do that, couldn't you?
That would be a double bed.
We've got books on our website how to use rolls.
Oh, the Joy
like
of Jelly
this.
Rolls.
That's the one.
A fab book.
It's a really good book.
Because you get so many projects in there.
And you realise why it's such a popular size, a popular cut.
Yes,
it really is.
You can do a lot with it.
Bit of sashing and binding on your quilts.
You love a bit of sashing and binding on your quilts.
So there you go. £25.49. That's the splash. We've also got the Farmyard one too, which is also 40 strips. Freedom member discounts on this, okay? So it shouldn't be a Freedom, but we span the wheel and it landed on Freedom membership discount. So £25.49 is £394,054. Beautiful stuff. I like it. I like it. Cool. So?
Yeah, just put a little fix on the bottom of there. And there we go. So that's the 2 sides in.
So we get it done, aren't we? So by 5 o'clock now.
Yeah, there's your 2 sides in.
I like it.
So all we've got to do now is just sew those top bits, and then we'll require Dave for a fitting.
There we go. Well, he's ready to go, ready to go.
Is he? Doesn't look ready.
No, I think he's ready.
Looks like he's just chatting.
Literally the side of the studio. Now, okay, let's get organised with denim. So the colours we've got left available are the black, the grey, so I've got the grey, and the washed grey. Right, okay, I'm organised.
We had loads of that.
Right, and that's all of them. Right, I'm going to put those away. So we've got the black, the grey, and the washed grey. Yeah, we did have a lot. We did have a lot. The grey, it's a very deep grey, isn't it? So there's differences.
I would say the grey is almost black.
It is. It is
almost a black one. That one.
But I like this. That's really cool. Really, really cool. That's going to be a lovely day bag. A lovely big bag you can take with you.
With the tops of the shoulders, again, I would class that as one of the stress points. So I'm going to just go back over this.
Right, okay.
Rather than go in reverse, though, I'm just going to swivel it around so I can see where I'm going and I can get right back over my original stitches.
Oh, I see.
Decided to go backwards. There you go. Okay, so back over that original stitch, and then we're going to do the same again on the other side. I've left quite big flappy seam allowances. We cut this from just from a pattern that we made from Dave's waistcoat. So I would, in that instance, when you're not working off a traditional pattern, I tend to always leave a bit extra just in case. Once you've fitted it, then you can trim all those excess bits off. But until that point, it's worth leaving them on just in case.
I'm with you.
Okay. So last bit. Let's get that lined up. Right. There we go. Right. There you go.
I like it.
And again, I'm going to come back over the top of this one. Just a little bit of extra, strength on it. Don't
forget one of the options on the deal wheel. You get Freedom member discounts. Okay, so that's what lands on top of this hour. So it's Freedom member discounts for your members out there. Thank you very much.
So is that additional discounts on top of what they already get?
Yeah, well, we have
bigger, fatter ones.
Bigger discounts, absolutely. So some items basically are only Freedom membership this hour just because we span that wheel. Very smart. The charm pack, for example, is 30% discount. Very smart.
Do you think we could get Mr. Bradford?
Yeah, shall I invite him in? Dave, my dear boy. A quick fitting, sir. Quick fitting, sir. Loving the waistcoat. I'm definitely not jealous, Dave. Definitely not jealous.
I'm dangling. Hang on a minute.
You're dangling? You dangle? Tuck the cable in enough. There we go. Do you like the background? Do you like the fabric there?
I love.
Nice.
Oh, thank you, mate. You've got good taste.
It's nice, isn't it?
So, okay, right. So just to make sure it fits.
We're making sure it fits before we go ahead and put the other foot in.
Your waistcoat we've modelled it on.
It is.
Yep. So it should.
My real waistcoat. So this should
fit quite well.
That's looking good.
What do you reckon?
Do I like it? Can you see the back? Can you see the back? Do you mind? It's a really nice waistcoat, that, isn't it?
I love the fact it's tapered. It makes me look as if I've got a waist.
It does. There you go.
Well, that's actually the stretch denim, so if it is a little bit too tight, we're all right, because we've got a bit of movement in that one.
That's all right.
How does it feel?
Feels great.
It looks really good, then. It looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, do you want it back?
You seem surprised.
No, but even better than I thought.
This is what I do for a job, dude.
I know it is. Even better than I thought. But I haven't actually seen.
I don't know if my shirt and I think it clashes a little bit, maybe.
A little bit, but the front you can get away with.
Yeah, I like.
But I haven't seen a demonstration. We're actually making the clothing we can actually wear on the same day.
So all I'm going to do now is exactly the same thing with those panels that we cut for the stripy bit for the front. What? Why are you laughing?
Do you like loud shirts, Dave?
Never. Never let it be said.
Is this up your street?
Yes.
That's going to be good, though.
What I
I
thought we might do, if you fancied it for the back, how about a bit of...
bit of sparkle.
Let's do it.
Bit of sparkly glitter.
Let's do it. This could be my cabaret waistcoat.
What colour do you think? The silver or the gold?
Would you prefer?
I think that one.
The gold one?
The gold?
Yeah, I think so.
Classy.
Thank you. Thank you, Hales.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
See you
We'll
later.
see you at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Nice one, Dave. Cheers.
I did promise him a finished waistcoat for
That's
5
really
o'clock.
cool. Obviously, I know it's going to be good. But
would you like one as well now?
No, but because when you actually see it, you picture it. It all makes sense.
Do you want one as well?
Just a 3-piece suit. Well, we've got 25 minutes, so just a 3-piece suit.
Yeah, no bother.
Yanis would like an entire wardrobe, actually.
OK, well, one of you can have a T-shirt. We're doing T-shirts on Thursday.
I have a T-shirt. I'd love a T-shirt. Fantastic. Muscle fit, though, please, Hayley.
What size?
Muscle fit, please.
I'll go and purchase a plain T-shirt.
Please, extra small muscle fit. What do you mean? For my arm.
And then we'll tumble dry it so it's even smaller.
Oh, I love that. Yes, please. Oh, dear. No.
OK. Oh, right, well, I will cut the other bits of this out because it's going to take a little bit while now. He's picked that to cut the other bits out, and I'll prep it the same as that one. So once we've got the 2 bits,
yes,
we'll show actually constructing the 2 bits into one garment.
That's really cool. And you know, they have like little straps on the back sometimes, don't they?
Yes, I haven't put those on for this one because it's going to be a reversible.
Oh, I see, of course.
Because otherwise he'd have like a buckle on the inside.
You'd rather have the reversible, wouldn't you?
Yes, so he wants a reversible, so reversible is what we're doing.
So how would you wash that then if you wanted to, once it's finished?
Oh, all the fabrics are fine, so you would just
30
degrees. Yeah, just as normal.
That is brilliant.
Just as normal. So.
I love it. Don't forget, we've got the one day special. We've got so many fabrics.
See,
if you like the back of that waistcoat,
it's starting to look like a waistcoat.
It really
now,
is now, isn't it? I love this. Honestly, the back of it is pretty striking, you know.
Yes, I mean the
looks
boutiques
great
are
on
beautiful. Do you want to have another quick look at those?
The boutiques, they really are. This is, I love the one day special. Don't get me wrong, but this is when he spun round, that back was really dramatic, isn't it?
Did you like that?
It's really
That's
good.
why we picked it with the black denim, because then the black denim or even that grey denim would allow you to get away with a lot.
Yes.
So if you pick something like
quite loud patterns.
I mean, the denim's quite good for a waistcoat actually because it's quite a nice weight.
Right.
And
okay.
with a waistcoat, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a slightly heavier fabric in the first instance.
Yes.
I mean, yes, we're doing one with the quilting cotton, but that's why we're making it a double-sided one with the denim so that you could wear it that side and then have an amazing lining.
Yeah. An amazing lining.
Quite a garment by the time
It's going to be brilliant. I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. Right, now then, we've got colour options for you right here. Now, the red did sell out previously, but Hayley's made some calls. Thank you very much.
I did. I made some phone calls. There you go.
On extended delivery. You don't wait that much longer, though, but
No,
you get the same deal. Couple of days, that's right. Same deal, same savings, same everything. You just wait a bit longer. But
the petrol version, which is the one, the kind of bluey, bluey purpley one. That one did sell out, but we managed to get extras of that as well. But that one's straight away.
Straight away,
yeah.
Fantastic. I'm blown away. I'm blown away. My favourite petrol is nice.
Yeah, don't look at that bottom bit because there's half missing, man.
Oh, sorry. Right. Now, I do like the green.
The rest of it's on Dave's waistcoat.
You know what? Now I'm liking the golds now. They're all nice. The greens right there. My bad, I'm throwing this a little bit.
Green is a great catch-all colour. So if you've got a fabric that you're struggling to get something to match with, then greens are a great option because you see a lot of green in nature with all sorts of colours, with yellows, pinks, purples, blues. A lot of things will go with green.
I do like those. They're so soft. There's the green back there. So we've got gold, petrol, greens, reds, obviously. We've got the pinks too. These are very smart. They're all nice.
They are. They are, and they're a really fantastic quality because the way that the fabrics are constructed is that they will dye a fabric.
Right.
They'll then stamp or paint on it with wax and then put another colour over the top.
Right.
Or if it's a lighter fabric, a lighter colour that they want, like the one that's on the top of the golds there.
Oh, yes.
Next one along, that one. Yes.
Oh, yes.
So that one's kind of done in reverse. So
that
one has got a darker colour to the pattern, because usually in batiks the pattern is the lighter of the colours. This is the other way around. The pattern is the darker of the colours. So what they'll have done there is created those patterns with stamps and it's like a little bowl with a nib on that you can kind of write and put dots on with wax. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to bring some batik kits because I think everybody should have a go at this.
You can get a kit?
Yeah.
We need that.
Right, I'll do that.
Hey, we need that.
Okay, not this week.
So you can do your own batik fabric at home with this?
Oh,
we need
right.
that.
Give us a couple of weeks
that.
and I'll sort it.
Can you really?
Yeah.
That is...
You totally want to have a go, don't you?
Definitely want to have a go.
Then you can make the own back.
Make sure I'm in that day.
Make your own back for your own waistcoat.
Oh, now you're talking. Right, there we go. Oh, I hope I'm in. That's brilliant. I can't wait. That's a good idea.
Yes.
Watch the space.
You're going to have a great time.
Right, OK.
So, where we're going to go with this one is, all I'm going to do is exactly the same as before. So, with this one, it's slightly different because we had the stripes in it with the patterned fabrics. And what I wanted to make sure of is that when we had the side bit, so that was the template that I made for that tapered back panel for it. So, as you can see, that would go that way onto there to create the kind of arm socket.
Oh, yeah.
So what we need to do is then do the same onto here. So if it's that way up, right way up, that's the way up it needs to be. Wrong way up. Hang on, I've got the wrong side bit of fabric because I've got two bits. So there's the two front bits. So if we put it back to front, then we can cut them the right way around. Okay. So put that there. And then we want the bit of fabric that attaches to that and kind of continues the correct pattern. So let me just have a quick look, because the flamingos only go one way up. So if I pick that one up, then I'd have the flamingos going, see they're facing up in that direction on this piece of fabric. But you can just see on here, they're actually facing the other way. So that's one of the things that you need to check, especially with something like this if you're dressmaking and pattern matching. So that one needs to go on this side.
Yeah.
Where, let's get it the right way up. Yes, flamingo's going down, splendid. And then this one must go on this side. Flamingo's going down, splendid. All my flamingos are now going in the right direction. But you can see when I lay these next to each other, I wouldn't have had enough in a single strip to be able to get that kind of matching as if it were still a full strip. So what I'm going to do is just lay that one over the top.
Layer it, yeah.
But just I'm layering it over the top, so I'm kind of, there would normally be that seam allowance as well, so it would normally be a little bit further along, but I'm actually layering it a little bit back from that to take into account the seam that I'm going to have to put in.
Right.
So where's my bit of template? I've only drawn this on a bit of backing, tearaway stabiliser, because it's the only thing I could find that was big enough here. They didn't have like an A3 piece of card at a craft channel. Can you believe it?
No, no.
So,
I really can't, actually. Really?
Really, I couldn't find an A3 piece of card at a craft channel.
Right.
There's something wrong here.
There's a big box over there. No,
Is there?
No, A4.
So most of it's A4, you see.
Yeah.
That's where I was struggling. So then I'll lay that on there and I'll cut out a matching piece, making sure that I get that piece roughly there so that I'm going to get a reasonable pattern match when I put it together. So let me move that out of the way.
So the strip's going to be the same length as the width is the whole idea, isn't it?
Exactly, that's what I'm looking for. So I need to just shuffle that up a tiny bit. Now I've marked this out previously, but because I've used a heat erasable marker, I can just put an iron on that before we start, and that'll take that off. There you go. Right, so we'll mark that on, cut that out, and then we can start assembling this again, because this one we're going to be able to put it onto the back again. So exactly the same process as we did with the front one. We mark them all out and then bend this one round, because we're going to top stitch it on. Dave's going to have such fun in his way. I'm going to make him wear it all of the time.
No, I don't think he'll have to make him. He will
just
be.
Every single show. One way out and then the other way out.
Yeah. Switch it mid-show. That'd be a nice one on.
Fancy.
By the way, we have got the one-day special. We've got 5 metres worth of fabric with a quilt pattern. It's half price. Look on the website. We've got about over 20 options, so do have a look right there. There's something, I think, for so many different tastes. We've had 2 sellouts actually as well, just this hour, which is impressive as well. It's £53.99 savings, so it's £49.99, and it's on FlexiBuy, so it's £1 per day of £25 at your P&P. By the way, we have also got the Freedom Charm Packs. Now, we spanned the deal wheel at the top of the hour. It landed on Freedom member discounts.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
Well, that's 30% off, Eddie. 30% off. You are loving that. £10.49 is the Freedom member price. £695,446. 100% cotton, of course. Now, you've also got the Mermaid Jelly Roll. This is 40 strips. 40 strips, 2.5 inches wide, 100% cotton, still £29.99. But hang on a minute, are we ready? Good price, but that's better. Look, 30% off. It's £25.49. It's 645,203. The other Freedom member discount only for this hour, by the way, folks, unless we spin it again later on. But go on.
I've spun something different every single hour.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
we did £5 off 25.
Yeah, we did.
That's
In
nice.
the first hour I had free P&P, then I had £25. With Hayley I had 10%.
Who knows what we're going to have at 5
That was
today.
my best spin. I peaked then because I
10%
spun it quite hard, but it actually stopped like with the writing straight.
Right.
And back on the 10%.
Bang on there.
It was my best one.
I like it, your best one. Yeah. Well, there's always 5 o'clock. You might get it again later. But there we go, £29.99. Good
it's your
deal.
turn at 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll give it a good spin.
Spin.
Now, we've got the batiks. We've got these sparkly fabrics as well, which you may have missed if you didn't see the end of the last show. We'll do a recap for you in a bit.
Shall we change the backing without telling him and make it bright yellow?
We can do, can't we? You want a bright... Yeah,
let's
bright
go and
pink,
pick. Should we go and pick?
No, we can't.
Right,
They'll be disappointed.
I'm going to bring a bit of waistcoat with me, and we're going to go and pick him a new one.
Should we go?
And not tell him.
Shall we? All right, that's a good idea.
Well, if he's going to make me make a waistcoat, these things will happen.
Yeah, we could do. I'll go on the website whilst we choose Dave a nice backing. He's probably watching this, actually, so it's sort of kind of been a bit ruined. Right, there we are. Now, one day special, absolutely fine, but we have got these sparkly bits of fabric. Should we look at the one day special really quickly, Haley? We got the stage. Right, here we go. Let's have a cheeky look at this. Okay. So, there were, what, 23 options?
Yes, I think we're down to about 20 or something.
Yeah, there's about...
So they're disappearing.
They are going. The Celtic gold, the Celtic blue has gone. They were lovely.
We have wildflower green.
Okay.
Set one.
We've got set one.
Hang on, I'm waiting for the other cameras.
No, that's fine. No, we're working on it. So we've got different tastes for so many people.
Amongst yourselves.
Yes,
Okay, set one and set two.
Lovely.
That's the green wildflower. And then we've got the peach wildflower, set one and set two.
Okay.
Set one, daisies, set two, pansies. Next one.
Next one down here. Right, now we've got something fun, we've got something charming.
This is made with love.
Made with love. Made with love.
This one down here is the Scandi Flora. Handmade with love does come in 3 different colour options. This is the peach, but you can get pink or blue as well.
On our website, yeah.
And
or
this
give
is
us a
made
call.
with love. I think we've only got the pink option in this one at the minute.
Right.
This one is
just
watercolour
one, isn't
swirls, and that again is in the peach, so you can see how many of those colours would go really well if you wanted to mix and match those.
And don't forget, you're getting a quilt pattern as well.
You are, and there is blue or purple in this option as well, and they're the 2 that are hanging up behind us at the demonstration area.
So for that price now, the one at special price, ordinarily for that money, you'd expect to get half metres, wouldn't you?
Yes.
That's the thing here, but now we're getting 4 metres.
Because these are a really good quality quilting cotton, and you're getting your pattern included as well.
It's good value, it's a great deal, it's a limited time offer. It's your penultimate chance to get this, don't forget that.
So
I love the mermaid, the splash.
We've got 2 different ones.
Splash down here, isn't it? So I'm jumping ahead.
Up the top we've got, I've forgotten what this one
I've got my guide.
Meadow floral. It's all right. It's meadow floral at the top and splash at the bottom.
Okay.
Meadow floral's got 2 different colours. So you've got this purple option. There's blue and red as well.
And we've got a strip roll to match that if you want it on our website.
And the splash is also available. Well, it says purple.
Yeah.
But it's blue.
It's blue. Yeah.
This is the teal option, but the other one,
like
the other option is purple.
This is my favourite colour on today's show. That is lovely.
Okay, so this one is posies. A lot of these are great for those really small projects that you're looking for as well, because you've got 5 quite small prints there. Even the big feature print is still quite a small print in this one. So again,
piecing,
5 brilliant for that. All brilliant for that. And there are 2 different colourways in this one as well.
What's the other one?
There is a blue, which is down there. And
How cheeky look quickly.
So
this
hang
one,
on.
that's got the bees on it.
That's the meadow one.
We've got a shelf quilt down here. There's a lot.
It's good, isn't it?
We've seen them all over the course of the last
I've never seen that come off the bottom of the screen all day.
Phone lines are busy, that's why. I know, right? They're busy. You're loving these. We've got a lot to go for. Right, now we've got the space theme.
The space-themed one. Oh, you like that. That's your favourite, isn't it?
I like this one. I'll give it to you. My nephew, he loves his rockets and things.
It's not really for your nephew, is it? It's for your new house, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a shh. This is lovely. This is lovely. I do like this. This is cool. Joe, £53.99 saving. I can't get over that. It's over £100 worth there. You're getting
the last one
today.
Is your circus one, which is your sneaky bonus one. Well, yes, we made a mess, and you're getting 6 metres instead of 5. But at least it's a mess in the right direction.
We benefit. So really, just for the. It's almost a bit of an accidental deal, that one.
Yes,
but grab it. Absolutely grab it. For £25 today, that's your first FlexPay payment of 2. Don't forget. Right now, then, these sparkly fabrics. The end of the last show when we found these, I heard the phone lines were a meltdown.
Oh, it was a bit bonkers because Hayley and I we had the actual cardboard box up. We were stripping things out of bags because we were like, oh, this is brilliant.
That's good fun.
Because I was looking for this and I could not find it. It is 100% cotton. It is 100% quilting cotton. It's exactly the same quality as all of the ones that you're getting along here.
You wouldn't have assumed so, would you? You'd assume a polyester or something,
well,
wouldn't you?
usually to get the sparkle, there has to be a polyester in there.
So this is really special,
They found a really clever way of getting that kind of glitter look without
Yeah.
having any stiffness in there at all. It's so soft. It is just like normal cotton.
Right, I just found Dave's backing.
Oh no, I brought this with
I
me
think
so
we
we
should
could
do
find
this.
a match.
I think we should go for the pink. What do we think? Yeah, pink?
Oh, I quite like this one.
Oh, it's interesting.
I
Oh,
like
we're going
this
for something
kind
that
of-
does match. Oh, okay.
Oh, you're just trying to be mean.
Yes. No, never. No, I do like that. That is nice, you know.
I think that's quite nice. Oh, what about the blue? No, I think...
It's going to be that one, I think.
Oh.
You're all red?
No,
I think that.
was
It's
the
going to have to
one
be that.
I
It's
first
summery,
went
it's
to.
vibrant.
Okay, sorry,
like it.
Dave.
Dave should be pretty happy. You need to have the pink.
Oh, I might have to put
Which
it
is
back
nice,
for a little
but
bit.
not as good for
There's a
that
big
project.
bit of
isn't it?
sticky tape there. I'll just put it back for a little bit.
Right. So there you go. Basically, it's these three, or it's these three down here. We've got more
Or
options.
those three.
Or these
Or
three
those
here.
three.
Or these three. We have got blacks and whites on the show
Yeah,
too. I
blacks
love
and
them.
whites come in the pairs. So
Yeah.
the black and white, I'm going to go and get them.
There's a black with a
Seeing as
hint
we're
of
already
gold
there, I'll go
glitter.
and get them.
And you can wash this at 30 degrees. Don't tumble dry, but 30-degree wash, absolutely no problem at
Okay,
all.
so this is your kind of white and ivory option. So
Right.
you see white at the bottom with the gold glitter on. I'll give it a wiggle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very
And then
nice.
you've got the ivory at the top, which has got the silver on.
Very smart.
And then black, you've got both silver and gold on it. And I think it's worth doing that, just actually showing you it with the black next to it. I'm going to move these white ones out of the way. There we go. And you can see how much of a difference that makes. It almost makes it look like a leatherette or a plastic coated. It's not. It's
It
super
does
soft.
actually, doesn't it? I mean, what do you have projects in mind for this? What
Apart from Dave's waistcoat,
Yeah.
for
what would
these,
you
I would
think?
say applique.
Yeah.
Applique all day long with
Definitely.
these because you've got a really
Stand
good
out.
choice of colours.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go with your really nice pastels with those two options,
Mm,
or you can go for your really kind of punchy, super bright ones as well.
If you want a smart lining for a bag or something, something
Yeah.
neutral.
Oh, I think it's too nice for a lining.
It is, but
It's
are these
way too
prices?
nice for a
I don't
lining.
know. But
No,
linings, I like a nice lining.
Did it?
I do. No, I do.
You like a nice
No, I
lining?
like a nice. I do often say it's too nice, and it is too nice almost. But for that kind of price, treat yourself to a decent lining.
Yeah.
It's a
These-
good deal.
Such a good option, these, and just fabulous colours in them
They
as
are,
well.
aren't they?
I like the fact that they've put them into bundles.
Into colourways too. So at £16.99 for 3.5 metres, save £5 in structural prices. 059180. Now the charm pack, by the way, on the show. This option here, this is what we're looking at right now, is actually a discounted price for Freedom members because that's where the deal will landed on this hour. So now, in less than 10 minutes, it's going to go back at its usual price. It ends, actually, no, hang on a minute, it ends at 15:15. So we give you a bit of time to check out your basket in case you're watching the rest of the show. But basically, by 2:15, you need to get this checked out. If you're a Freedom member, you save 30%. How cool is that? £10.49, that's 695-446. Right, now, we've had a big success with the one-day special, but then in this hour, we've had numerous options.
I know,
but
there's nothing
We've got
left.
2 left. Grey, we had 7 options, now down to 2. Grey or the... Oh, wash grey's gone. There it is. Right now it's the grey. We've got black or the grey.
Black, you've lost. Well, look, with
But
this,
it's a very, very dark
there.
grey.
There's a sample.
Says the black. Right, okay. I like it. So
You'll get a
here's
bigger
the
bit than
difference.
that.
Oh, do we? 'Cause-
Yeah.
So it's not just this here. No, I do like that. Oh, a couple of the indigos have bounced back. I've got some of that down here. There we go.
If, you know,
I know I've only
if
got
they
the wash.
sent me stuff on time, I wouldn't have to butcher their samples.
But yeah, we've got a lot. We'll try to keep up here. But guys, thanks so much for the
okay.
busy show.
It's okay. I'm just continuing with Dave's waistcoat because, you know, we've got to get it. I promised him it for 5 o'clock.
It's going to look great.
So I've got to
It's gonna look
deliver
great.
now, haven't I?
He needs to come and do a little spin for us.
Does he?
Oh, he's just walked in.
Yeah.
5 o'clock, Dave.
Oh, nothing has happened.
I'm working hard on this for you, Dave. Have we done soon?
Unfortunately, Charlie's making all the choices to...
Did I not do well on the boutiques? I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Thank
You
very
did.
much.
So let's see how well he does on the back of this one. We may have changed your option.
If you like something loud, Dave, you've got it. I think you like it. No, but it works
I
still.
think it works, yeah. We've decided
It
it
doesn't
works.
clash, it works. It's
Oh, yeah.
in with the
It's
theme.
It's a good match.
Yeah. I didn't choose this. Something else is very busy. I haven't seen it properly at this hour. You're liking this. This is the Fairies Charm Pack.
Yes. This is really, really cute, and there are 3 different options for this. I had a big stack of.
So
Oh,
this is your pastel. Here's your yellow.
I've got
and,
them.
We've also got a green as well.
Therewith.
Saving £5.
There's one.
I like it.
There's another one.
Thank you very much.
And there's another one.
These are very smart, aren't they? They're charming.
Very, very, very.
So the green, the yellow, and the pastels. Oh, charming!
You did it, not me.
I didn't mean to.
There
we go. I'm holding on by a thread with these jokes. Oh!
Oh dear, you're so funny.
No, it's awful, isn't it? There you go. So, lots of items there. 42 5-inch squares, I believe, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there you go. Now again, £75, 14 variations there, and you do get 3 of each. So there you go. But which colour would you like? Just showed you the
right.
custom.
The 14 variations is in a different one. These guys, these are based on one of their collections, which means that you would get 5 variations, and you'd get 8 of each, and then there's usually 2 extras.
Right. Okay.
If you have a look on the bit of cardboard at the back, it will tell you.
There we go.
It's the, I know exactly which one's got the 14 variations in, and that's the sunflower one.
Is that what I'm looking at?
Yes, because it says 5 fabrics on there.
Oh, yes. Right, there we go.
Oh, yes!
They're saying keep up. I get confused, don't I? But there we go. So basically, what I do know is the value there. It should be £40.99, and you're saving £5. It's 502 569. £5. £5. £5. £10.
Got a little bit market trader.
I have, haven't I?
Yeah, I like it.
£5. So a £5.
I'm going to start with a song. What was the £5 fish song or something? £1 fish.
What?
Do you know the
What's
£1
that?
fish song? Oh, if nobody knows the £1 fish song,
What's the £1 fish song?
get yourselves on Google. Get yourselves on Google.
Chloe knows it.
Yeah, everybody knows
what
it.
Is it? Because she's young and hip, apparently. What are you trying to say, Chloe? What are you trying to say? I'm street. We're hip, aren't we?
We're kids.
Look, I'm going to give you a fist pump, see? Anyway. So, the waistcoat. So, just remind us, how do we get the fabric you're using for the waistcoat?
Okay, this was off a jelly roll, strip roll.
Right.
Swiss roll.
We do have it on the show.
Whatever you want to call them.
A Swiss roll? Isn't that a cake?
It can be.
Right.
Can be. In this instance,
a strip roll.
Yes.
The fabric.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. It's just some of them are brand names. So yeah, it just came from one of those rolls.
Right.
We put it all together to make the strips. So we've used just about all the fabrics on the show now. We've used the batik.
Yeah.
We've used the strip rolls. We've used the denim.
A lot, haven't we?
So yeah, we've covered everything.
We've got the black and the grey left on the denim. We've got some of the
and not a bit of quilting in sight.
There's not. It's been a brilliant show. Always good fun. Haley, thanks so much.
That is quite all right, Charles Berg. Thank you very much.
We'll be back at 5 o'clock. Thanks very much for joining me. Haley and Dave, if you love your sewing, you don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break. So, Haley West, Haley, and Dave will joining us after the break, and then it's Sticker Kitten and Crafting with Clarity. And I'll be joining Haley at 5 o'clock. I'll see you in a few hours. Have a lovely afternoon. We'll see you after the break.
Hi, I'm Matthew Palmer, professional artist with the SAA, the UK's largest and friendliest art community. The SAA exists to inform, encourage and inspire all who want to paint, and that's exactly what you'll learn to do with me as your teacher. As a self-taught artist of 30 years ago, I know the challenges of a white piece of paper and learning how to paint. But with me, Hochanda and the SAA, I'll show you how easy watercolour painting really is. I'm here on Hochanda because I want to show you my watercolour painting techniques, and I want to get you over that white paper fear and get you started and develop your watercolour painting. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced artist, I've got some fantastic watercolour techniques that will get you started and take you even further on your watercolour journey. So join me, Matthew Palmer, for my shows on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Rob from Add Some Sparkle. My wife Jackie and I have been running Add Some Sparkle since 2010 as a small family business. We're both very passionate about papercraft in general, and Jackie's particularly passionate with paper embroidery, which is one of the main things we focus on now. Add Some Sparkle produce paper embroidery kits and products, which is taking a very old and traditional Victorian craft, bringing it up to date with a modern twist in the designs we use. And what's really special for me is the fact that we can get paper embroidery to a wider audience through working with Hochanda. The future for Add Some Sparklers, we'd love to keep working with Hochanda to be able to bring more exciting and new products. We're looking at hopefully bringing some paper embroidery books out onto the market to add to the kits that we already produce and bring. So make sure you don't miss our Add Some Sparkle shows on Hochanda.
These 30 sheets of A4 card are an essential pack for any crafter's stash. Perfect for a range of crafting projects. These sheets come in a choice of black, ivory or white. At 300 GSM with a smooth finish, this cardstock is a great starting point to your projects. To add this to your crafting stash, please go to hochanda.com.
Good afternoon, hope you're having a nice weekend. You're watching, of course, Hochanda, and it is handmade by Hayley.
I love that. We've got kind of quite a quiet introduction then, straight in there with the deal wheel.
Now, the deal wheel, we're spinning right the way through the weekend. Every single hour, a new deal is struck. What's going to be this hour's offer? Do you mind if I ever?
Yeah, you go.
I've not done this yet, so here we go.
Only one limitation. I want 10% off or £5 off every £25 spend.
No pressure then.
No pressure at all.
You probably jinxed it now saying
Probably,
that.
more than likely. Oh, some good deals on.
Oh, spin
go
again.
For it
All right then. Second time lucky. We could be here all day.
Building that atmosphere. You could do this for the whole hour. Just keep spinning again and again.
Hours of fun.
Oh, I'm going to laugh so much if it.
Yay! Oh, yeah, £5 off
Fabulous.
if you spend £25 or more, excluding P&P. So, handmade by Hayley, it's all about your panels, really, isn't it?
It is indeed. Now, we've had 4 different releases of the panels, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is kind of a compendium of all of them.
OK, so if you've already got one, you can choose maybe one of the other ones. But remember, if your purchase is over £25, and a lot of what's in the show today is over £25, you're going to get a £5 discount. All you've got to do is make sure you put Wheel5 in the promo code box when you get to check out on the website, or indeed, if you are talking to the operator, just shout to them down the phone, Wheel5, and they will give you a £5 off your order, provided you're spending more than £25. Now, I must admit, what we've got for you in the show today, very, very clever idea. It makes quilting easy, it makes quilting fun, more accessible to more people. Because I've seen you kind of planning these and designing these for months.
Yeah, well, it all started kind of, beginning of December last year. First show was the first week of January, and the concept is exactly as you said there, Dave. Wanted to try and make quilting easy, because a lot of people out there are frightened of quilting, because it's just so... there's maths involved, there's choosing your colours involved, it's how does that triangle work with that triangle to make a square, it's getting all those measurements right. So I wanted to strip it right the way back.
Well, you've taken all the trial and error out of it, and if I just lift one of these up, this shows you really what you can expect. Now, you can choose panel 1, 2, 3 or 4, and you can choose which colourway you'd like that panel to be in.
Now, each one of those panels, you'll notice that we'll see birds, we'll see leaves, we'll also see watercolour flowers, and that continuity of the design runs right the way through. So whichever of those panels you're choosing, you know that the colours are going to be exactly the same. Now, this is the birds one, so very much an antique-y feel with these, and you'll notice that you kind of got 3 different blocks contained within this first panel. Now, the first panel we covered things like log cabin, so you've got log cabin on this particular one, which is right down at the far end where Dave's left hand is at the moment, but then you've got your churn dash, which is the one that's sitting in the middle, and then the final one is this one. Oh, go on, I dare you.
It'd be a worry if I did.
And the final one being the windmill one there. Now, the idea is you can put them all together to make a quilt if you're wanting to. You're not blushing, are you, Mr. Bradford?
Not at all.
But then the final, the other thing you can do if you don't want to make them into a quilt is you can turn them into a cushion cover, as you can see here as well. But by putting them together over the 4 panels, you're learning how to make 12 different blocks.
Okay.
So the concept is, for the price of what you would normally pay for a class, which is probably about, what, £15 £15 for a class, you are going to be able to learn how to make multiple blocks, perhaps choose blocks that you love, maybe discount ones that you don't like. And even with that first set, you can build it. I mean, this is the watercolour flowers, which is always a popular one. You can do 3 repeats of the same block and make a nice little kind of lap quilt. And this was the first quilt that I made for the first show, which was way back on the 3rd of January. But of course now we've got 12 different blocks, so you could use 9 different blocks in another row to make it even larger.
Well, the concept is great. You've already bought into it massively. You love the idea. So if you want to order maybe one of the sheets that you've not got yet in your collection, please do feel free. Now, as Hayley quite rightly said, this particular option that I opened out for you is the bird option. So although we're calling them words, it's regarding the colour and the pattern that's actually on the fabric. So that's the bird. Next to the bird, we've then got the leaf design, and then the final one is the flower, watercolour, beg your pardon, watercolour flowers, leaves, or the birds. That's the choice. But they're all basically the 3 same blocks.
They are. So exactly as we saw with the log cabin and the churn dash, you're going to get exactly the same in any one of those. So this particular one is your leaves churn dash. That one is your log cabin with the leaves, and then the final one is your watercolour flowers. Now, something I haven't mentioned is the continuity of that design that's working around the outside edge. And the idea of that is when you put your blocks together, usually you'd be kind of joining them without that little border. And then you start putting fabrics in between, which is called sashing. Well, with my panels, that's actually built in. So on each one of these, you will see the same colour fabric. So here you can see it's like a white fabric with little tiny leaves on there. That is going to be your final kind of framing piece that goes around each of those blocks. So when you actually stitch them together, your sashing automatically appears. You don't have to cut any more sashing, you don't have to get any contrast fabrics, they will automatically appear there. All you need to do is add in some of your background fabrics, so something like a calico, your interlining. Mill Shop do a fabulous one, of course Hayley Smith does some fabulous wadding too as well.
Well, remember, all you have to do is make your mind up as to whether you want to go for the birds, whether you want to go for the leaves, or whether you want to go for the watercolour flowers. Choice is yours. So that's the first panel we've got for you. The second panel that was launched is this one just here, and again you can see the colourways are exactly the same as the first panel. So although the panel patterns are different, the colours are exactly the same, so you can join them together if you wish to in a quilt. So you're going to get basically these 3 designs. You're going to get what they call card trick. See what's called that.
Yeah.
This next one is the butterfly block, and then this one is your cross block. So 3 different blocks, 3 different designs, and of course the colourways match the first.
They do indeed. And with each one of those panels, what I've tried to do is a kind of an medium and a medium, and then kind of a more complex design. But to be honest, the card trick on this one is probably the most complex. But they're all just triangles and squares that are stitched together. So to be honest, none of them are that complicated.
And all the instructions, of course, are printed on the fabric as well. So that's really handy. You haven't got anything that you can lose or anything like that. So that again is your wildflower, or watercolour, sorry, flowers. Again, you've got the leaves in the centre with those wonderful kind of olives and greens, and then you've got the birds there as well, and that, of course, is the predominantly that kind of mustardy colour as well. So if you'd like those, $39.99, that is for panel number 2.
Don't forget you've got that £5 off as well, because they're over £25.
Absolutely. So you're taking it down now to $34.99. It's going to cost you only for this hour. At the end of the hour, it will go back up to what the price should be, $39.99. You've already got £5 off anyway. You're going to get another £5 off by putting Wheel 5 in the promo code box when you check out, or just say that to the operator. Next, we've got panel number 3, which is...
again, same colourways.
Same colourways, but you've got 3 different blocks again. So these are the ones you're going to get. You're going to get the simple weave, first of all, which is that one just there. That's a simple weave. You've then got the disappearing 9 patch, which is another very, very popular one, which is that one. And you're also going to get the jewel box as well. I love the idea that if you're not a quilter, this makes a fantastic cushion cover.
Well, this is it. You could just simply use it for a cushion, or if you're going for one of the panels and you've got 3 of those pieces, then actually I think these ones have got crossed over, to be honest. That's probably my mistake. These ones are actually panel 4 because you've got the star on that one. So these are the ones for the ones that we're talking about at the moment. Okay. That's my mistake. I've laid them out in the wrong order.
Okay, let me just open this up then.
You could just put those 3 blocks together to actually make it something like a table runner, perhaps. Of course, nice. With these as well, you've got the tuition there, so you can actually cut your pieces exactly the same size. Take a little paper pattern if you're wanting to, and actually make repetitions of these with your own designs. And this disappearing 9 block is simply just 9 3.5-inch squares that you stitch together, cut up, and it actually gives you a fabulous design, which you showed us just a few moments ago with the leaves disappearing 9 patch. So it looks totally different to the 9 blocks that you started with, but that is the easiest one that you've got in this particular set.
And
really
the quality of the printing as well, the quality of the colour, the texture of the fabric, you're going to be delighted with them. You really, really are. So if this is something that has been, I don't know, on your wish list or your to-do list for a little while, taking up quilting, but you're thinking, I don't know, the maths scares me, the trial and error thing scares me, this is taking all the hard thinking and effort out of it, and you can just have the fun bit, which is putting it all together.
That's it. You don't even need any tools for these. You could just use a pair of dressmaking scissors and cut these out. And a friend of mine who is a very accomplished sewer, she's not a quilter, but she said it's almost like colouring in, but sewing, because it's very mindful. You haven't got to think about the maths. You just sit there, cut those pieces out and stitch them together.
Block number 4 is this one just here. So let's have a little look at block number 4 details for you. The item number coming up on the screen. They're all $39.99, but remember today everyone's entitled to a $5 off because we span wheel 5 literally a couple of minutes ago on the actual spinning wheel. $39.99 or $34.99 if you apply the code wheel 5 219296. So this is block number 4 or panel number 4. These are. You've got the bow block.
That's probably one of the easiest ones, to be honest. Nice and simple. You just got the contrast of flowers and you rotate it. Sorry, contrast of triangles, and then you're rotating those squares.
Then you've got the star.
Lovely. That's one of my favourites, I must admit. Save the best till the last, in my opinion.
And then you've got the twisted weave as well, which is that one there. So 3 new blocks in a panel, ready to go, whether they're going to be placemats, cushion covers, table runners, or quilts. It's entirely up to you. If you've already got one of these and it's a work in progress, take a picture, show us what you're doing and how far you've progressed.
Yeah. Well, this is it. There's some people that have been involved, and I've seen the orders going through and recognising the names, which is really nice, and lots of new people as well. So there's lots of people who've never ordered from Hochanda before, who've invested in these, and it's nice to know. So thank you.
And all the colourways, of course, run right the way through the range of 4, and there's going to be more than 4 going forward.
Well, we've stopped at the set that we've got here, but I am working on some other ones, things like Christmas designs, winter designs. I've had a few ideas. There may be more, but people wanted to make their quilts, you see, so I had to stop at some point. Otherwise, they're just going to be building these blocks and never be able to finish their quilt. So I had to say 12 is where we're drawing the line. Okay. But we might sneak a few more in.
Well, they're all here. If you've got maybe 1 and 2 and you haven't got 3 and 4 yet, now's your chance to grab them. Well, we've got that extra special £5 off. If you buy 2 or 3, you're going to get, of course, more savings. You can save £10 or £15 or whatever. 219296 is your item number if you want block number 4. OK, now we've also got one of your little tools of the trade.
This is it. Now, a natural follow-on from learning how to quilt is to make your own quilts with your own fabrics. Yeah. So what I've done is I've developed some tools, and we've got the binding tool here that will enable you to actually cut squares. You can see it's got your divisions there, so you've got 4 inches with regards to that particular width. You've also got a marking there for your extra 1/4 of an inch. So the squares that we're working with the panels tend to be 3.5 inches, so you can actually work those out using these this actual ruler itself. You can go larger as well, because if you're wanting to do things like the triangles, you have to make a slightly larger square to start with, and then you've got the mitered end at the end, which allows you to actually taper off your fabrics if you're wanting to make your binding. Perfect.
Really handy tool to have. You've got the seam allowance as well at the top and at the bottom of the ruler too. $24.99 is the price for that. 757254. Now, if you're in the market for thread, remember, provided you're spending more than £25, you can enjoy a £5 discount on anything that's in the show, and also anything that's in stock. It's not just this show. The time limit is this show, but everything that's available on the website, you can apply that £5 discount to as well. So $29.99 for the polyester thread, that's over 25 quid. You'll get a £5 off this if you put wheel 5 in. And you've actually got 36 spools of thread here in virtually every colour you can think of.
Well, this is it, and it is a brilliant... and we've got another set of threads on, which I think there's 26 threads, but I think it falls just below the 25... Does it fall just below the £25? I can't remember. It's $24.99. So here, this has been really kind of canny shopper. Yeah. If you were thinking about getting that set, which has got 28 spools for $24.99, of course you can't use that wheel 5 code because it's below £25. But if you go for this deal, save the £5, it actually brings you down to the same amount, but you get 12 extra spools.
Good idea. Very good idea. It works out to 69 pence per spool for the thread, $29.99, but remember the £5 discount applies. Wheel 5, just say that to the operator or pop it in the promo code box. A couple more things on the counter. Now this is a complete collection here for you. You've got lots of different things. You've actually got your tear away. You've also got, of course, got your cut away, and you've also got your wash away as well. Now these are... Basically, you stick this to the fabric.
Stabilisers, that's right. She stabilisers. So tend to use them in your embroidery a lot, which is why it's called an embroidery starter kit. But what you can do, and that's what Hayley did earlier on, she actually made a pattern using some stabiliser because it's a good weight to actually work with. Got different styles here. So if you are working with an embroidery machine, as you've got there, you've got tear away, perfect for things like a plique as well, where you need something to sit behind your fabric, where you need a lot of stitching. You cut away light. That is ideal if you're working with lighter fabrics, organza. You can trim that away because sometimes tearing can be a bit too strong when you're working with a lighter fabric. And then the Aqua Magic, this is brilliant because it literally washes away, so you can use it as a stabiliser. Sometimes when you're embroidering, you can embroider lace, but you need a stabiliser that's going to disappear and just leave those stitches. That's what you've got with those. But it doesn't stop there.
No, you've got your embroidery scissors. Absolutely, well, razor sharp, very, very precise scissors for your embroidery. You've then got some needles, and as well as that, just next to that, you've then got some spools of thread, a red, a green, and of course your white as well. All of this, £54.99, but remember it's over £25, so you can take a fiver off that, taking it to £49.99, and that's on Flexi as well, so you can spread the cost into 2 payments.
And you're actually getting 10 extra needles because the deal on the screen, it mentions them. You've got a pack of needles that comes in the box with these, but you actually get 2 extra cards of needles as well. But they seem to have got lost in transit.
Okay,
so
but yours will be in there. £54.99 then goes down to £49.99 for this hour only. And finally, down the end, if you want the needles and the scissors on their own, then they are available as well. They're in the shape of like a swan, aren't they?
Well, stalk. They're called stalk scissors, and they're traditional with embroidery. They've got fine, very fine tip with these, right the way down to the tip of that beak there, which means you can get right into the nitty-gritty with these. And usually for those the actual scissors on their own, I mean, that's a really good price. Having them teamed up with the needles as well is even better.
Brilliant. OK, well, that's what's in the show. Full demonstrations coming up with the lovely Hayley to take you through the show. Have a little look at the website, though. You'll see all the panels and what they turn into once you've actually cut them out and then, of course, quilted them together. The panels are available individually if you just want to try one, but obviously a lot of you are going to be going for the sets together at that brilliant price. And remember, £5 off applies only this hour because we span deal or wheel 5 earlier on. So put wheel 5 in the promo code box, say it to the operator, you'll get to save yourself a fiver, provided you're spending over £25. So I'll see you at the end of the show to remind you of bits and pieces, but Hayley's going to give you a demonstration as to how easy these panels are to actually use. I'll see you later.
See you later, Dick. All right, it's off for a cup of tea now. No, I mean, we've been busy, so it's really good to have your company. And lots of you out there have invested in these pieces already. So if you have been working with the panels, I'd love to know how you've got on. Is it the first time that you've ever quilted? Have you found that a few of those quilting mysteries, as I like to call them, have been explained? And I know there's lots of people that are looking to make their own quilts with their own fabrics. So I'll be able to help you with that in my second demonstration a little bit later on. All I'm doing at the moment is actually getting my fabric pieces ready, and you can see all I'm doing is using a pair of scissors. So we're going to be working with the star block, which is part of panel number 4, and I've chosen to work with the birds, which is kind of like the antique look fabric. So you can see here I'm kind of gathering all my little pieces here. With the pieces as well, you will notice that they've actually got an outside colour. So these ones have got a blue edge to them, so I'm going to put those on the little blue pile. These ones have got a red edge to them, and these ones have got a pinky edge. And you can see it's really easy. All you need to do is just cut along those lines. If you've got a rotary cutter, then by all means you can do that if you're wanting to. Oh my goodness, we have been busy. Initial stock of the birds, the immediate delivery of those ones has sold out. We did have a show it was probably about 10 days ago, and we were busy, so we're just waiting for stock to come in. So we're just saying now that any more orders, extended delivery with regards to those, it's about a week just to allow us time to get those back. So if you're wanting to take advantage of those, then it couldn't be simpler. Just complete your order using the same details that you've got on your screen. Now I'm using my scissors in my hand here. Some people don't like to do that because they think it's unsafe, but personally I don't have an issue with them. And if I am cutting with scissors, I tend to stand up, and because I'm sitting down I just can't get the angle there with my arm properly. So forgive me if you're not a sitting down cutter and you Yeah, don't do it the way I do. Anyway, each of those panels you are going to get your instructions. Now, you can keep your instructions, and I know lots of people that I've spoken to, people who've got in touch through my blog and my website, have let me know that they've hung on to these, because you can see here they're in the fabric that you actually got, and it tells you step by step right the way through. Now, this is quite important because this block is made up of 16 patches. Now, your patches are your little squares. They all go together to form your block. Now, this particular one is the star. Now, I've got the quilt here, which is down at the bottom somewhere. Or was it the top? Where? Oh, no, I picked up the wrong quilt. It's actually the larger quilt. I picked up the little one. Callum, could you bring the other quilt that's popped behind? Sorry. Because the star is one of the ones, it looks complicated, but when you look at it, it's actually made up of 16 squares. So it's nice and easy. You've got 4 squares by 4 squares. That's the one. Yeah, you get it. It's like tentative. I don't know a quilt. I don't know which one she means. Bless him. So here, this one is your star. So when you look at the star, it does look quite a complex block. But as is the case with any quilt, you're looking at squares. So here you can see you've got, in effect, 4 squares going across. 1, 2, 3, and your final one, 4, and the same down. So those are your 16 squares. Now, when you look closely at it, you will notice that within here, I think you've only got about 3 different styles of squares. The easiest ones being your solids. Then you've got your square here that's made up of 2 triangles. So you've got your flower fabric there with your solid. Over here, you've got your daisy fabric with your solid. And then in the centre, you've got your 2 pattern fabrics together. Those are your 3 squares. That's as complicated as it gets, but it depends on how you put those squares together to the formation that you get. Now, you might do exactly the same with those squares and rotate them, flip them, move them round and get a totally different look to the star. But we're going to do the star with these fabrics from the bird fabric, just to show how easy it is. So the instructions will explain to you, and there's even little kind of icons there. So here it's explaining to you that the solid, which is depicted by that kind of beige tone there, and the red. So that means that I'm going to take one of my solids and I'm going to take it with one of the red triangles, which is this one with a little red edging, and I'm going to sew those together along that diagonal line, like so. So there you go, it makes it easy. I haven't had to measure, I haven't had to calculate, it just keeps it nice and simple. And that was the whole thing that I wanted to do, to try and take a little bit of that mystery away. So I'm going to bring the machine in, and we're going to do that. We're going to take those with regards to these. Now, watercolour flowers, is this with panel 4 that we're talking about, Sandro? Panel 4, we're limited stock with regards to that one now as well. We will have extended, and we have got extended available with everything. It's just a case of that it's the 13th of April to accommodate for getting those all put together. So I've got my red fabric, which I know it's not actually red, but for the sake of explaining the outside border, just need a 1/4 inch seam on your sewing, which I've got here. I'm just going to reverse back just to go right to the edge. Oh, it's a bit jumpy, this one. Let me just pop that down like so, and then off we go. Whoops, where is that off? I didn't quite catch the back of the fabric, I think. Let's just feed that through again. There we go. Get it on. I'm talking to myself. Does anybody else do that when you're doing stuff? So off we're going to go. Oh, I've still got it on reverse. That's why it's not going forwards. Try again. Let's pop that down as well. Now, panel 2 of the watercolour flowers as well, the initial stock that we've got of that one, because bear in mind, we're bringing these back, we're revisiting them. We haven't bought huge quantities of stock because there's a lot of people did invest in them first time round. With regards to those, we have got, was it limited stock with those, did you say then? So watercolour flowers are sold out with panel 2. So again, extended delivery on that one. Again, we're looking at the 13th of that too as well. So yeah, so you will be able to get hold of them. It's just a little bit of an extended delivery with regards to that. Now, all I'm doing with regards to these is taking those solids and the red edged fabric. So I need to do 4 of these. So again, taking that fabric underneath there and off we go again. And of course, the knowledge that you're learning from working with these patterns means that you can actually I should have done a little bit more of a gap there, but not to worry, we'll sort that out in a second. The knowledge that you're gaining means that you can go on and create your own quilts with your own fabrics as well. So how many have I done so far? 1, 2, 3. Just got one more to do with regards to that, and then we'll go over to the blue ones. There we go. So again, take those fabrics through. Now when you're actually doing your chain piece, and all you're doing is letting a few stitches go through between each of those. So I'm moving from the red now onto the blue, and these are the same fabrics that will coordinate from panel 4, panel 3, panel 2, and so on. There we go, feeding through. Shouldn't stitch too far between when you're actually stitching without any fabric in your machine as well, because it doesn't like it when it's trying to feed stuff through and there's nothing there to feed. And just reverse just so we go right to the edge of that fabric. And work our way through. So again, we've done 4 with the red, we're going to do 4 with the blue, and then we will do the duo fabrics too as well. Now, the triangles that we're working with here are triangles that you could quite easily cut. Oh, I caught my thread there. This machine's been a bit temperamental today. Let me just rethread that needle. The panels that we're bringing to you today, those squares with the triangles that I'm just working with, they're actually they are 4-inch squares, because you're taking a 3.5-inch square and cutting it in half. Now, this is why I say about quilting sounding confusing, because when you're doing the math, there's a lot of numbers that are involved, and I just think it makes it sound so much more complicated than it really is. So by stripping it back, it just makes it easy. Now, the leaves in panel 4, we are busy. There's a lot going on out there. It's good to have your company. Lots of you hopefully taking advantage of that discount. Don't forget, Wheels 5, quote that with any of your orders where you place an order for £25 or more, and you will get that £5 discount. And that's whether you're going for 1 of those panels, 2 of those panels, however many quantities you are going for. Now, I think I've done all of the blues as well. Let's have a little look. We've got 1, 2, whoops, that end, 3, 4. That's all of those. We'll chop those up in a few minutes. So now, what I'm going to do is take the 2 patterned fabrics and put those face to face. So again, we're going to end up with 4 of these, and then we'll do a little bit of pressing and then start putting everything together. So again, line up your edges. 1/4-inch seam is what we're saying for these, because that is a standard kind of width with regards to quilting. To be honest, if it deviates from that, then it's not a major concern, but you just need to keep that continuity across all of those pieces that you're stitching. So if you're not doing the first one at 1/4 inch, you need to make sure that all the others do follow through with that too as well, because otherwise it will change the overall size of your block. But the actual pattern and the design of putting these triangles together, you could just add in your own fabrics, make these pieces go a little bit further if you wanted to. Again, as I say, use your own fabrics to make a variation of these. We've got some lovely fabrics, especially on the one-day special shows as well. So panel 3, watercolour flowers, that one's now sold out, but again, extended delivery, so don't worry, it will come to you, it's just a little bit longer. Lots of you taking advantage of these, and I think it's good to take advantage of that discount. I mean, that Freedom Members, not the Freedom Members discount, that £5 discount really does make a difference, doesn't it? It brings that price considerably down. Now, I stitched all of those, so for the time being, I'm going to move my sewing machine out of the way, pop it down there. I'm bringing my little mini ironing board and my iron. And then we're going to work with those triangles that we've all stitched. And I'm just going to snip those threads in between these and start pressing them. And you'll see where those 16 squares. So all I've done now is I've, in effect, made my 16 squares. I've also made bunting at the same time. I have, Molly. Well spotted. Chop these up. I have made a little bit mess of some of these stitching, but it will still come together. That's the beauty of it. And I don't put a lot of pressure on myself or anybody else, to be honest, because I think sometimes it's learning about putting the pieces together. There's lots of shortcuts out there. There's lots of ways that you can do things differently, and you may well learn those as time goes on. But the panels, the idea was for you to see whether you actually like quilting. Because if not, it can be quite a commitment going in with all the tools and the rulers and all the kind of bits and pieces that are available out there. If you suddenly sit down and you think to yourself, well, actually, I can't stand quilting, I'm never going to do it again. And you end up passing those things on to somebody else, and yeah. Don't really want to be doing that, do you? So I'm just pressing the seam open on all of these, and you'll notice with the panels it does say for you to press the fabric to the dark side. Now sometimes you might not have a dark side, so it doesn't really matter. And what that means is that if you've got two fabrics together, press the seam to the darker one. And that's the reason being is with this piece here, I would probably class that as my lighter fabric, because if I press this one across, you can just about see that fabric underneath there, so you don't want that to happen, so move that away. Gosh, that's a huge tail that I've got on there. The machine really was not happy at that stage, was it? Like so. Oops, a daisy. Now I've only got 1 hour with you today. I'm just kind of helping out because we had a little bit of a gap, which I said, yeah, no problem. I'll pop in and do that one since I'm here anyway. So if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask, now is the time to do it. We're about halfway through the hour, so yeah, just get in touch as quickly as you can to get those questions fed through. If you've got any ideas maybe for future fabrics with these, I know we had somebody email me, and I can't think the life of me, I can't think the lady's name. It was a couple of shows ago now, a couple of months ago, and she was asking about Scandi style for winter. Because I'm wanting to bring some, and I said to Dave earlier, I'm looking at bringing some Christmas ones in, but to be honest, I don't really want them to be specifically Christmas with like snowmen and, I don't know, Father Christmas on. Might be snowmen, but Father Christmas is very much related to Christmas. I want something that you can perhaps bring out in October, November, when it starts getting a bit chilly, and still use right the way through, perhaps till February. So something that's nice for all of those kind of periods. Now, I've got all my squares, so we've got, these were the blue ones, so with the bird fabrics. So I've got all of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, and what you can do is just chop that. That's actually rather a generous quarter of a seam. I might undo that one a bit later on. Just snip those little corners off, and it just keeps those squares true. So we've got obviously the blue ones, as you can see here. Trimming those ones off. Doing this very, very speedily. If you were at home, you'd be taking a lot more time and trouble with these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got those, which are the ones where you've got your duo fabric, so your two prints coming together, like so. Trim that one and trim that one off. And then this is your final one with the plains. So that's that one and that one. 1, 2, and I should have 4 of each, all being, well, 4 of each and then one that needs restitching, but never mind. We'll still count that one in because we need it, basically. So move those to the side. So I've got my different designs here. So those are all 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's that one there. It's a bit scabby, if that's the right phrase. So we've got our 4 sets of 4. So those are our 16 patches that I spoke of in the beginning. So you have got a little image here that is showing you how they come together. So there are 4 rows of 4. So you start off, you can follow that diagram if you wanted to, but kind of get used to the idea of how to put these together after you've done a few of them. So I'm going to start off with the corners. So you've got solid corners. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then in the middle, you'd have the ones where you've got your 2 fabrics together. So with this particular one, you're going to have, we'll go with those birds there. So you're going to have, let's do it that way actually. Is that right? Yes, I think it is. So they're kind of all coming in together. It's a bit like the windmill. So if you've ever done the windmill block, which was part of panel number 1, you will see that formation there where you've got all your triangles coming together in that windmill formation. So attached to that, you're going to have your point of your star for that piece, which is going to be the same fabric. Your point of your star for that particular one, which is going to be that fabric. And then the same working your way around the edges. So the point of your star being that fabric. The point of your star being that fabric. Okay. And then you've got your corner piece there. Now, all the options, oh, I'm glad we've got to that stage because it's so much simpler. All of them are sold out now individually because everything is now on extended delivery, so it makes it nice and easy. Our poor producer Sandro has been like watching all the figures and swapping things around and yeah, getting everything loaded on there. So yeah, we're looking at extended delivery on everything now. So yeah, makes it a little bit more relaxed. And then this final one would sit in there, but as I say, it's not quite stitched correctly. So you can see how that star has formed now. So that's where you've got all of those. And then all you do is stitch those two together and those two together, and then those two sets would come together with that seam there, which we can do now. So all I do with regards to these, I'm going to move that one out. I'll quickly, have I got my unpicker? Don't know if I've got an unpicker. Let me have a quick look to see if we've got one in the machine. We haven't got, have I got a needle? Let me see if I've just used my little needle. Oh, there it is. I thought I'd got one. I've got one in a safe place. So all I'm going to do is unpick that because, as I say, it was rather a generous one. I think it's just the stitching went a bit funny on the machine at the end and it kind of jumped in. So let me just very quickly unpick that. And then what I'm going to do is move over to the ruler in a second. I just need to be careful that I don't catch that thread as I'm going through. Now, with regards to the actual panels, they're printed cotton fabric, really brilliant to be working with. Had some really good feedback with these, and the key thing is I wanted the best quality because I wanted those prints to be true, because I knew I was going to be working over several months with regards to these. Needed to make sure that all of those fabrics worked well over the whole period when you actually got all of them together in the end. So that's why it was quite key to me to do that. So there we go, we'll stitch that one again in just a second. Give it a quick run over with the iron. That piece and that piece too. Got lots of little bits of threads, but that's not a problem. Put that one to the side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch that one to that one. Top tip from me is sometimes when you pick things up and take them from your workboard to your machine, you can quite easily rotate it and end up stitching the wrong seam. So when I actually get ready for sewing, I will put that piece on top because you need right sides together, and then I'll put a pin on the side that I'm wanting to sew. So I need to sew that piece, stitch that one together and sew that piece, and then that piece to that piece, and then stitch it. Oh, got a little corner piece there. Now, Molly, bless her. Molly is our director for this hour. She's about 12 years old. She's ever so young. And she's just said something, which is one of the biggest compliments anybody can say, is by watching what you're doing, Hayley, you make me feel as if I can do it. And that is the key thing. You can do it, and you could be making a quilt. This could be the very first step of making an heirloom quilt that could be passed on through generations. So it could be that you're passing it on to your daughter, who will then pass it on to her son, who could then pass it on to one of their children. So this is where that kind of thread runs right the way through, if you excuse. It's a bit of a pun saying the word thread with it, but it is, and it's those heirloom quilts. That's how they got started. Somebody initially got those fabrics and stitched those fabrics together, and that's how it starts. Whether you're going for fabrics like this, which are all pre-printed, or you're learning from what you're learning with the panels and going on to create your own, it doesn't matter how your journey started. It means that you are putting something together, and I love that idea. And as I say, Samantha, my friend, she does classes and workshops for all sorts of different crafts. But for her to actually say that she finds these panels very mindful way of sewing, I thought was a really nice thing to say to her as well. So, I'm just going to bring my sewing machine back in. Now, I have been sewing with some of the metal threads that we've got on the show. And, of course, don't forget those metal threads. I have actually got them. Have I got them here somewhere? Oh, no, I haven't. They're on the counter. You've got 36 threads in this bundle. All sorts of wonderful colours in there. So some of them are perfect to work with your one-day special. And this is brilliant because we have got another thread pack where you've got 28 spools of thread for £24.99. Well, this deal that we've got on the screen, you can see there, £29.99. With that Wheels 5 code, that means you are actually getting them for the same price, but you are getting 36 spools of thread as opposed to 28. So it's definitely worth going for, because you're going to have those extra threads in there, which of course you are going to be able to use to perhaps quilt with, or maybe you're going to use them for dressmaking or your cards, not cards, your bags, should I say, with those. There's all sorts, but of course in this hour we've got lots that we are sharing with regards to just pressing that over there just to get that piece. Now I haven't got the piece that works alongside this one, but we'll sort that out in a second. And then I'm just going to stitch these together. I've got my pins in place so I know exactly where they are going to go, and I'm going to run that along the edge like so, taking my pins out as I go, keeping that 1/4 inch seam going. And it's just by having those little pins in there, it just means that that brings them together nice and easily, like so. Once we've done these, obviously they go together in the rectangles, and it's nice to think that bar the cutting out, which to be honest didn't take long at all, that pretty much you can get a block finished within, well, within less than an hour, to be honest, if you're doing this at home. Oh, just realised I've gone over that pin there. So it does come together incredibly quickly. I'm just going to do these little mini patches because I do want to show you how that ruler works and how you can actually incorporate your own fabrics into making your own stars, if that's okay as well. Because we've only got about 15 minutes left in this hour. Time's gone really quickly. There we go, just lift that up. Now these two blocks are coming together. I'll try and remember how they came together. It was going to be that way, I think. Well, I've got it right. A moment of truth in a moment. There's a drum roll. No, I think I have. I'm quietly confident. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, should I? That's going to be a thing to to make it not work. Right, to pull this out of the way. I think we might have finished with the sewing machine for now because I'm not going to press all stitch all these together. But I think you'll get the gist of it now. Pressing these out, and again put these pieces together to finally make your rectangle. So you've got all your rectangles quickly and easy coming together to make your star. That's going to be one of your corner pieces. Now I'm actually moving my iron backwards and forwards, which is a little bit naughty because really when you are pressing your pieces you should just press down and not wiggle your iron too much, because you can move your fabrics around by giving it a little bit of a wiggle, which is a bit naughty. But sometimes you need to kind of, what should we say, encourage those fabrics to go in a certain direction or in a certain place. So by giving it a little bit of a wiggle. And also with your iron, don't have any water in there. You don't need it to be putting any steam into your fabrics, because again that can distort your fabrics if you're not careful. So just pressing down ideally, but I can't help it. It's just one of those actions. When you do your ironing at home, you move your iron backwards and forwards, don't you? So I think. Now, so we're going to go back to our corners again. So that is going to be one of our corners there. And then beneath that one, we are going to have, let me think, get this the right way around. That is going to be that corner to work there. So then that one is going to be, hang on, that's going to be down there. No, it's not. That's going to be that one over there. I'll get there in the end with these. Where's me the solid one? I've lost a solid one. Have I lost a solid one? That's going to go there. I will start putting them in together and then it'll all start coming together. There we go. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see it for a minute. In fact, I think, yeah, that's going to be the right way around. That's going to be the right way around. That is going to come together like that. And then that one will come together. Oh, gosh. Oh, that was stressful. And then all you would do is stitch those together and then in turn stitch those rows together, and then obviously all four of those. So that is how your start comes together, and that is the kind of the final block from the series of the 4 panels. But you will learn from there that you've got kind of your squares, you've got your half square triangles, and that is what you can actually create using your ruler. Now if you've got a 3.5 inch square ruler, then you can actually make your squares a little bit easier. I haven't got one with me at the moment, so I'm going to have to use this one, but this is brilliant because you've got different sizes on here, so I'm kind of adapting it a little bit. So here you've got your 4 inches, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you've also got them obviously going the full length there. You've got your full length here which you can use for trimming down your fabrics, but this was designed to cut your fabrics ready for you to make your binding, so that's why you've got your 45 degree angle on the edge there. But if you did want to make your own squares with these, you can do. So working with the technology that we've got with the technology with the panel, that's probably not the right word, is it really? But you can cut your squares. Now, rather than fiddling around and doing the 3.5 inch, all I'm going to do is I'm going to layer up some of these fabrics and use them as 4 inches. So I meant to get some of those fabulous sparkly fabrics that Hayley had on her show. Did you see them? Oh, they were amazing. They were absolutely gorgeous. So pull that down like that, and I'm going to put this darker purple in as well, I think, because that... Oh, something I didn't mention actually, with the fabrics, when you're actually getting the panels, on many of them you will have an extra piece of fabric, because when there's been a gap in the actual printing area, I've added in some spare fabric. So on this occasion it might be the little daisies, it might be the little butterflies, it could be any number of these, to be honest. So you've got different ones there as well. Actually, I think I'll use that piece because that was my trial fabric, so let's move that out of the way. So, got this piece here. We've got a piece of the lilac that will work with it too as well, and then we've got a piece of that daisy. In fact, I'm going to layer them up like that, so then I know that I'm cutting out. It's not the most economical way of working with these, but that's okay. We're running out of time, so we don't worry about that. So, if you're wanting to cut your fabrics using your ruler, then what you can do is take the ruler down at the edge of the fabric. And most of you cutting mats, I'm actually working on a rotary cutting mat here, but it doesn't have to be a rotary one. Just kind of straighten off your fabrics, as you can see there. So again, usually I'd be standing up to do this. But no, we're okay, don't worry too much about it. Don't worry, I've got my roots, they need doing, so don't want you to see those. So I'm just straightening off that edge there. Now, again, I'm just going to straighten off that edge along there too as well. And what I can do to make sure I've got a straight edge on that side, because I can't see the edge of the fabrics there, I'm just going to use some of these little guides that we've got here. You can see these little horizontal notches. As long as I line those up on the edge of my fabric and go along like so, I've got a straight edge on my fabrics. So there you go, go down like that, and we'll go off in that direction. And again, that's cut those off there. Oops. And then if you can keep your fabric in the same position on the cutting mat, it does help, but don't worry too much if it kind of wiggles around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I need to cut my squares, and they need to be to fit the squares that we had as the corner in the block. So in the corner of the star block, they need to be 3.5 inch squares. And the reason being is you've got a 3 inch square that's visible. Okay, so the visible square isn't considering those seams. So you know you've got your allowance of your 1/4 inch, your 1/4 inch, your 1/4 inch, your 1/4 inch. So the starting square has to be a little bit bigger, because it's got to be sewn to the side pieces. So that's why you need a 3.5 inch square. So that's what we're going to start off with. So I'm going to measure my 3. So I've got here, have I got my pencil? We've got 1, 2, 3, which is going to give me that little marker there. Okay. So that is going to be my 3 inches. But then all I need to do is add on those an extra 1/4. So in fact, I'll do it from this end here. So that's my 1/4 seam allowance there. So from that point, keeping that straight line, I'm going to do a count of 3 inches. Where's it gone now? Can't see, I didn't do a mark big enough. There we go. Oh, it's because I did it in the middle of a flower. There we go. So then I'm going to do my count of 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, and that's where I'm going to have that mark. So then I'll bring it in, and I just need that 1/4 inch extra there to make that mark there. So those, between those two markers there, are your 3.5 inches between those, that raw edge there and this mark that I'm putting here. This is why it would have been so much simpler if I'd got my little square, but I haven't. So I'm just going to cut across like so. In fact, I'll take it right the way down there. Gone off a little bit there. And then I'm going to come across the side here And again, do my 3.5, so it's 3 1/4, but I need that extra 1/4 inch on this particular occasion. So I'm just going to line that up at the edge there, use that dotted line on that first marker that I did, and go across. So now, when I actually stitch those, that is my 3.5 inch. Is it 3.5 inches? Make sure I've done it the right way. Make it slightly narrow on one side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.5. It is. It's just I've not neatened it off very well. I've gone off a little bit wobbly as I've moved it. There we go. That's better. So that's your 3.5 inch. Now, if I wanted to make my squares, my triangles, like we did on the other one, then I need to make it go a little bit larger. So on that occasion, this is where it's easier, because I would actually go for 4 inches. And that's easy because you've got that size there. So I can just literally go down one side and then down the other side too. Take those edges off, like so, and then rotate it round, and then do that side. And then what that means is it's slightly bigger. Oh dear, let me rotate. Being lazy, I should have rotated it round, sorry. There you go. There we go. So that now is a 4 inch square, which you can see is bigger than those, yeah? But if you go on the mitre and actually do diagonal to diagonal with those, when you actually stitch those together, I know you'd usually have 2 different styles of fabric, you stitch those together and imagine you've got your 1/4 inch seam stitched, like so. Oops. So it'd be pressed something along the lines of that. That would actually make that then the right size to work along that square, if you see what I mean. So you have to add on, if you're doing a half square triangle, you have to add on an extra 1/2 inch. So you go from 3.5 up to 4, and then if you wanted to actually make those and cut them again, you go another 1/2 inch to add those in. So it's all these little building blocks. Sounds very complicated, and I probably haven't made it sound as simple as it is, which is why we started with the panels in the first place, because that makes it easy. And of course, that's the way that many of you have been getting involved with quilting, which is good to know. And on the website, you will find all of those. Panels 1, 2, 3 and 4 are all featuring there as well. So do take advantage of those while you've got the opportunity, because we're running out of time. It's about 10 to the hour. So you've only got a little bit of time really to take advantage of that £5. So I'm going to team up with my buddy, Mr. Bradford.
Well,
and yeah, have a recap.
Fab demos, and like you say, only literally a few minutes left to get that £5 discount. And it's not just on what's in the show. Do bear that in mind. It's across everything that we have available to purchase at Hochanda. So it's not just a show-specific offer, but it's a time-specific offer. So you've got until 3 o'clock, and then that's it. Offer over with the £5 discount.
Sometimes think of those other shows that I've done today where you could use that £5. I mean, the one-day special, that's over £5. What shows have you done today, David?
Oh, crikey, I can't remember now.
We've got Clarity as well. If
yeah,
you've got
Clarity.
if you spend over £25 on those shows as well.
And it doesn't have to be on one item. You can buy like 5 things. As long as your overall spend is over £25, you can put Wheel 5 in the discount promo code box and you'll get that £5 discount, which is great. And no P&P if you're a Freedom member.
Well, this is it.
Can't lose.
That's
now,
it.
all the panels have been popular, I know. Have you got a favourite out of the 4 or not?
Oh, no.
You like it? You love them all?
It's easy. I do like them all. And I've been really pleased with the results, because when I first started, and I must admit, the first panel was probably the hardest one for me, because I had to take myself back to designing. I haven't done designing for a long, long time. It's something I've been meaning to do for quite a while. And I had to do the maths, but I had to make sure it works and it all fits together. It's not like I've given you, I don't know, a fat quarter and said, oh, you need to make this triangle this shape, size, or a square that size, and left you to get on with it. I needed to make sure that when I put those boundaries in, they were the right size to do the job that it needed doing.
Absolutely. Now, remember, you've got a choice of either block 1, 2, 3 or 4, and you're going to get 3 blocks on each sheet, basically, and all you've got to choose, really, is the colourway that you want to go for.
Well, this is it. We've got the leaves. The leaves proved to be very popular when we had the show about 10 days ago. Watercolour flowers was the most popular when we launched these, but it depends on what colour you've got at home. The birds would actually fit perfectly in my living room, because we've got very much a kind of antique-y look in there. But then my mum's got lots of pinks in her bedroom.
Well, panel 1, let's remind you of panel 1 again. I'll just open it up for you. This is, of course, the leaves.
And this is kind of the first one. Now, there's a lot of people, because of it being around New Year when we launched these, that didn't see that initial show. So this was the first panel that ever came out, and this is where you learnt how to do your log cabin. And I must admit, log cabin is one of my favourites. It is one of the simplest, but I just love the contrast between those two. Brought in a little of the fabrics that Hayley Smith brings to us, and used some of those extra fabrics just to extend the size of that cushion. But then you've got the churn dash in this particular one as well, and then you've also got your windmill with that one too.
Brilliant. So you're going to be able to make all three of these, whether it's going to be a table runner, whether it's going to be placemats, whether it's going to be a cushion. You know, they look fantastic on the front of cushions, or whether it is going to be part of a quilt. It's entirely up to you.
Well, this is it. And as I say, 12 of those now available to you. So the three that we've just been looking at on the watercolour flowers are at the top of this particular quilt. So you can see these are panel 1. Okay,
Superb,
so that's panel 1. Then we've got panel 2. With your card trick, that's my favourite from that panel. Then panel 3, which has got jewel box in, which was a new one to me, I must admit, and I did like that particular one. Do like the cleverness behind the disappearing 9 patch though. And then the final one, and of course we've been working on the star today, your twisted weave, and then your bows at the bottom there too.
So if you do make all 12, that's what your quilt can look like. We've had a lovely email evidently in from Avril. Hello Avril. She says so many tips. A wonderful happy hour, she says. Happy hour.
Oh, a nice happy hour. I think I know who Avril is. I think Avril actually, it's quite funny. I was out with my daughter shopping yesterday, and Avril was in Redditch Shopping Centre, and she came rushing over, and I thought, oh my goodness, what have I done? I don't recognise this lady. She spied me from, she's seen us out here at Hochanda. So hiya, Avril. Thank you for coming and saying hello. Say hello to Sue for me.
Glad to know that you're enjoying the show as well. So that's panel number 1, remember, where it all started a few months ago. Panel number 2, we'll put the details up for you of panel number 2. This is again, eligible for that £5 discount because you're spending over £25. You've already got a £5 discount off what the panel should be anyway, $44.99 down to $39.99, but you're going to get another £5 off. $34.99 it will cost you, provided you use that Wheel 5 code in the promo box. So number 2 is the butterfly, the cross, and the card trick. That's our favourite one, the card trick, I think.
Yeah, the card trick's a nice one because it's a very clever one, because when you look at it, it really does appear as if you're kind of interweaving those fabrics. This one is the cross, then you've got the butterfly. You can see the butterfly sitting quite proud with regards to the centre of that one.
There's your card trick.
And that's your card trick. That's it, yeah, that's a card trick from the watercolour flowers. But if you're going down the bird's route, then that's your
lovely
card
kind of
trick
rustic colours. I do
like
that.
Yeah.
So that's $39.99 as well, remember, and there's all 3 panels are on that one sheet for you. We've then got panel number 3, which again gives you 3 more designs.
Swap these round. So yeah, that was panel number 3, but there you go. Those are the designs from panel number 3.
Okay, so panel number 3, you're going to get your simple weave, the disappearing 9 patch, and also the jewel box as well. So that one there is your jewel box. This one here is your disappearing 9 patch. And this one here is your simple weave, okay? And again, you get exactly the same colourway choice.
That's it, same leaves, you've got your birds, or you've got your watercolour flowers.
And the latest one, and the final set, is panel number 4. We'll pop details of that on the screen as well. This is going to give you the bow block, the star watercolour flowers, and also the twisted weave as well, and that's also in the flowers colourway. But your choice. You've got the greens, you've got the beautiful browns, the rustics, and also the beautiful kind of purples and pinks of the flowers as well. $39.99 each panel. I know lots of you have bought another panel. Maybe you bought one before, fell in love with it, and now you're adding to it to make up a quilt or something like that. Just choose which you'd like to go for.
Well, this is it. And you know where I am if you want to get hold of me. Hayley West. Yeah, just email me here. I've got my Facebook page, obviously, here at Hochanda as well, but I have got my own website, and there's a blog on there too as well, so you can get in touch through that way. And also, if you subscribe to my newsletter, I'll let you know when I'm back doing shows.
Well, remember, the Wheel 5 discount only applies for this hour, so get your order in now to take advantage of it. And you can buy anything, provided it's over £25, you'll get that £5 off. The wheel will spin again with Yanis in a couple of minutes' time. I'll see you with a bit of clarity a bit later.
Thank you for being lucky for it.
So yeah, Sticker Kitten are back, and they're here next after the spin of the wheel. Crafting with Clarity, Maria and myself, that will be along at 4 o'clock, and then Fabric Freedom, final call, one-day special later at 5 with Hayley.
Wakey wakey, rise and shine. Welcome to Good Morning Hochanda, your daily breakfast fix of your favourite crafts at 7 a.m. Whilst you're getting ready to start the day, join us every morning for the deal of the day. A product available at a special price but only for 24 hours or while stocks last. Part of your morning routine should also be the sunrise specials. Your favourite crafting items available at a special low price but only for the hour. Tune in to Good Morning Hochanda and start your day with a deal.
These 75 sheets of 300 GSM white stamping card from Dolly Dimples are essential for any crafter's stash. Ideal for getting the sharpest print from your stamp collection, this sturdy versatile card can also be lightly watercoloured and spritzed upon. To add to your crafting stash, go to hochanda.com.
Would you like to improve your crafting techniques by watching and crafting along with your favourite Hochanda guest demonstrators or from the comfort of your own home? If the answer is yes, then we are excited to invite you to Craft Along, where you, our presenters and guests, will create an amazing array of projects throughout the year. Each month we will be bringing you a brand new kit that you can purchase on the day of each show. Or if you pre-order your kit, you will receive £5 off a purchase of £20 or more of any additional products featured within our Craft Along brand shop that month. So tune in, be inspired and create with Craft Along, your monthly crafting workshop.
Good afternoon, everybody. So we have another opportunity to spend some quality time with the lovely Sarah. Stick a kitten, really look. Can I just say, we have got some beautiful things to show you this hour. Some wonderful stamps, papers, a stitched alphabet, which I think is so original.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
Please stay tuned. But right now, we've got to spin the wheel and see what's the deal for this hour. Would you like another go?
I would.
You're ready? All right, go for
right.
it. Nicely done. Oh, where's it gonna go? Come on! Come on! Oh, it's free P&P, so free standard P&P. So close to that 10%. Oh. Okay, so it is free P&P. If you're not a Freedom member, that means effectively you get to enjoy one of the main benefits of Freedom membership, which means that you do not pay anything for your P&P throughout this hour, but you do need to use the promo code FREEP&P. So let me explain. Customers must enter the code at checkout or quote over the phone to activate the discount. Free standard P&P is subject to costs of the call and or the purchase of goods. The value of free standard P&P will be discounted from the total order value. The promotions will only be valued for the live hour, so not during repeats or rewind. If you are watching this as a repeat or rewind, it is not applicable, the code. To qualify, checkout must be completed 15 minutes of the end of the show. The offer is not limited to one per customer. Okay. So we have got some lovely things to show you this hour, and there's a whole point at Hochanda. We try and bring you something that is a little bit different, and it's absolute pleasure to welcome back Sarah and Stick a Kitten.
Hi.
Because as a company, now it's yourself and your husband.
Yes, that's right.
And you can see that you work very well together, and you bring such
We
beautiful
do.
stuff.
Yeah, we put a lot of love into our designs. We put a lot of work in, a lot of different iterations before we come up with the final product.
Now, taking a look here, we have got two beautiful paper pads. You are getting both 160 GSM?
Yes, that's right. Really nice thickness of paper to craft with.
Oh, this is going to be popular. Take a look at this. Beautiful papers and a lovely mix of designs. So you're getting multiples of each pattern in there. Oh, I like that. The fountains.
Perfect for spring, and also if you want to use them for Christmas, you can just put a little bit of snow on there, create a snowy effect, so you can use those all year round.
Beautiful. All right, that's one of the paper pads, and then over here, I'll just show you this.
So again, we have the 2 packs. We've got the designer and the basics, so you've got your kind of bold colours here, you've got a really nice blue, a sort of lemon yellow, and then a soft pink, so those all coordinate with the designer pack as well. You can mix and match those.
Oh, look at that. Very, very nice. Okay, you're getting both of those quality papers. Now let's just see where you can take them, because we have got additional embellishments on the show, but look at this. Did you make this?
I did. This is one of mine, yeah.
Oh, this is lovely.
So that's got a mix of both of the papers on there, the embellishments, the stamps, and the little ephemera pieces which come in the embellishments bundle, so we'll get to see those shortly.
Well, what about this?
This one was made by Mags on my design team, so I just love that she's put a bit of gloss on the flowers there.
Nice.
Yeah, it really makes the wooden shapes kind of come to life.
Think about your construction now. Oh, that is decadent.
My mum made this one.
Your mum's, we've got to give your mum a mention. What's her name?
Sylvia.
Sylvia, you are a very talented crafter. I love that.
She's made a lot of these projects. She deserves credit for this.
She's a good mum. Love it, Sylvia. So you're getting both paper pads, $11.98 your price there, 125. 833 your item number. We do have more though. We've got some stamps now. I think you're going to like these. Everything designed on the show to work together, and that's the whole point. We want to allow you the tools to really build up those layers of interest. Moving on to stamps. Lovely stamps, might I say, and beautifully designed. So the way you tend to design your stamps, you'll come up with a concept, and then your husband, he starts working on sketches and you kind of bounce it back and forth till you're happy.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Like
so
that.
I'll kind of come up with a central idea. So for this one, the inspiration was actually just one small bird sketch that James did, and from that I was like, okay, I really want to do like a garden theme, a nature theme, British birds. So we've got a blue tit and a great tit. And actually, to tie all that in, the papers are all made in the UK as well, so,
I like
and the
that.
stamps. So yeah, UK manufacturing.
We like that.
So we've got the pretty bird design, you've got the fountain again, you've got kind of a lattice pattern there that you could use as like a garden trellis, or you can use it as a background pattern.
Words in there too. And what I'm noticing, a lot of the designs that you're seeing in the papers are reflected in the stamps. So the fountain, you've got that kind of scallop Art Deco-y type design. Then you've got, now that's nice, a sort of Moroccan feel at the bottom.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. So you can use it for kind of something a bit more Moroccan, and with the fountain as well. So bring in some different colours there. Go for like purples and golds if you want with those. But then also you can use it as a garden trellis.
How about that for your construction boxes? Another one by your mum?
Yep, that's mine as well.
Oh, look at that. I think that cupcake's getting raided on your drive home.
I think it's a candle.
Is that a candle? Okay, it's safe. It's safe.
It's safe.
Very disappointed.
It's lasted a while, so
it smells lovely. That's the only cupcake that never goes off. How about this? Oh, this is cute.
Yeah, I think this is going to appear on the Easter table at some point. And so this is actually a mix of the bird garden and bee garden papers, which we'll look at in a minute. So just to show that you can combine those 2 packs together as well.
And that's nice that you're able to combine. Very, very nice. Okay, so a lot using the papers, but I know we've got the stamps there as well. So I wanted to show you some of the stamp details too. $11.99 your price if you do want to get hold of these. This is your bird garden stamps, beautiful designs, and we will be playing around with this possibly this hour. 504-319. Embellishments. So earlier on we had a different hour, different focus. We did have an embellishment set that was very popular. If you missed that, you can search by brand, just type in Sticker Kitten onto our website, or you can watch Rewind and you'll be able to see those embellishment sets. You're getting 80. But here, this is a nice mix. Talk me through what we've got, Sarah.
Okay, so here we've got 2 different sets of wooden embellishments. You've got the pack with the birds and the flowers in, and then you've got a pack with branches and leaves. So you can use those separately, or you can use them together. So I think I've got a sample here which shows off really well how you can combine those. So we've got this one here where I've painted them.
Did you make this?
I did. This is one of mine.
So that is really nice.
So one of the ideas I kind of had behind those embellishments was that you could make a family tree as well if you wanted. You could do the branches, the leaves, you could put some kind of little pieces there, little photos, names, things like that, or you can kind of just use them as accents to cards or on your scrapbook pages.
Very nice.
So
I like that. Family trees are a
yeah,
good idea.
no, I've yet to try it, but I do want to.
Next time when we see you.
And then also in the embellishments pack, we've got these ephemera pieces. So these I absolutely love. They complement the stamps and the papers, but they're just kind of ready-made, ready to go, toppers you can add on your cards. You can see here you can lay them up in something like a pop-up box card, and they look super cool all together.
Very nice. $11.49 your price, and you're getting this beautiful... Oh, we've got to show these.
Yeah, this is another creation by my mum, these lovely little teacups.
Nice? Very nice.
They look really pretty on the table if you're having kind of like an afternoon tea or a party. You can just put little sweets and treats in them.
Don't put any hot drinks in there.
No.
Details on your screen if you do want to go for this embellishment set. $11.46 your price, and you're getting loads of goodies to play around with.
Including the sequins.
And you're getting the sequins
yeah,
as well.
Sequins as well in that pack.
There. Have a look at this.
So mix of colours there.
Yeah.
Super sparkly.
Oh, yes. Love it. Your item number, 72083. Now, we are going from the bird garden to the bee garden.
Yes, that's right.
Like this.
So
like this.
This was a range that we actually made before the bird garden range, but we've got a slightly different angle on the papers this time, in that these are actually made from my watercolour paintings. So I sort of painted the little flowers, I painted the stripes, I painted the hexagons, and then we made those into the pattern papers and complemented it with the craft designs, which again are all mine and James's illustrations, done by hand, made into papers.
Love these.
Yeah, so again,
wait,
got
all these designs, this is your own artwork?
Yeah, so this
very nice.
This one's different because it's actual kind of watercolour done on paper, scanned in, made into the designs. So yeah, I was really pleased with how these came out.
You painted that?
I did.
That is beautiful. Very, very pretty. In here as well. I love that. Okay, that's just one of the sets, and if I show you the actual bee garden now as well. This is nice. This is backgrounds, right?
Yes, so again we've got a basic set to go with the designer set. So this one you've got two main patterns. You've got the tiny bees, and then you've also got polka dots, which have been really popular actually. I think people are really into polka dots at the minute.
Because it's fresh, you can use this all year round as well.
Yeah, definitely. It can go with anything, any products you've already got as well. They're just kind of simple coordinating colour palette that you can match with anything.
Lovely. $11.98 your price. You're getting both, so that's 60 sheets in total. You're getting 30 on each. There are 160 GSM. Beautiful designs. I mean, we're saying basics. There is nothing basic about that design. Love them. 417159 your item number. Now, we can't have a bee garden without the bee garden stamps.
That's right.
Like
yeah,
these.
so we've got a coordinating stamp set as well for these. So these, you've got a couple of different options. You've got some background stamps, and you've also got some more kind of, I suppose, topper type stamps. So for the background, you've got the honeycomb, so you can use that for textures. You can do heat embossing. It looks really nice in gold. With the hexagon,
and it's a bit grungy too.
You can use that as kind of a grungy pattern as well. And the hexagon pattern tessellates, so you can make kind of a big honeycomb effect.
Are those flowers designed to look like they're poking out the top of the jar?
No, but that's a good idea.
Good idea, right?
I like it.
There you go.
Yeah, and then you've also got those washi tape style stamps. So the sentiments actually fit on those, so you can really easily make little sentiments. You've got the honey jars.
Can you extend the washi tape stamps for your layer over?
I haven't tried it actually.
Okay,
some of the stamps you can, the leaf ones you can extend, honeycomb you can. But
Happy Bee Day.
Yeah, and just because.
Yeah, just because. I like it. And honey. Oh, I love honey. $11.99 your price for these gorgeous stamps. 531852 your item number there. Let's have a look at the... I like this. So we've got the Alpaca Wishes. Good name.
Yeah.
An original alphabet font. Because I was saying to you earlier on, I don't think I've seen a stitched alphabet. Let me just pick up. I want to show you something. This is the actual font. This is what you were getting. If you have a look there.
So again with these, I sketched out what I wanted, drawing the little stitched alphabet, and then James turned those into the finished artwork.
Very nice.
So these are from our alpacas range, which was actually a Christmas release, but actually I loved it so much with the bee garden range that I wanted to bring it on today to show everyone how you can use that with this range.
That is such an original alphabet. And look, you've got the little alpacas at the bottom as well.
Yeah, and you've got the numbers as well, so you can do birthday cards, things like that. You can do anniversary cards.
Done.
And if you want to use them on fabric or with embroidery, you can stamp them as a guide, and then you can go over, do your own stitching over the top.
Well, we were talking about that. We'd love to see it. If anyone does get hold of these, stamp onto fabric, stitch on the top. We would love to see that. 937-821, your item number there. Just want to show you, if you did miss the earlier show, here is a few of the goodies. So we got the mermaid stamps for you. Love this. That's just your mermazing. So we got the little mermaid. We got a merboy as well, everybody. I mean, how often we see some great mermaids here. I've never seen a merboy, so originality 10 out of 10. You've got the treasure chest, you've got the little seahorse, and we've got that large sentiment, which is mermazing. $11.99 your price, 528-214 your item number. Now, we've also got the birthday fishes. Do you see what we did there? Well, I say we, it wasn't me at all. You got a narwhal in there. Can I just say, for anyone watching, that is actually a real animal. That is not like a fancy under-the-sea unicorn. They do exist. You've got the little mermaid in there. You've got the friendliest octopus sticking his tongue out. You've also got the jellyfish in there. Loads of stuff. $11.99 your price, $700-387 your item number. And then the wooden embellishments. These were so popular. We are a hair's breadth away from calling limited stock. You are getting 80 embellishments, so large stars, large turtle and small turtle, but 80 pieces in total. Wooden embellishments 153182, your item number there. Right, Sarah, what are we going to do?
Well, I've got a card to show you, so this is what we're going to be making.
Very nice.
And this is using the bird garden range. So I've got an easel fold, which I'm going to show you how to do, really super easy. So for this you just need an A6 card blank, and all we're going to do to make that easel fold is just fold the top of the card there. Okay. I mean, you can score it first if you want, but you know me, I just dive straight in and just do it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And then how easy is that? You've got suddenly a very interesting card fold.
Yeah,
So we're going to cover the base with this feather pattern paper. This is from the Bird Garden Basics paper pack. Yeah. And as you were saying before, we've called them Basics paper packs because they're simple, solid colours, but actually the designs are kind of just as much thought out as the main paper pack.
Nice.
So when I make panels for my cards, anyone who's seen me craft before knows that I don't like measuring anything, so I just tend to draw around things to make it easier.
Okay, why not?
So that's
I'm all for making life a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're just going to trim that down a bit with my giant craft knife again.
Your very dainty little craft knife.
Yeah, I've got to be wary of it since I chopped off a bit of my finger last week. That's fine now, nearly fine.
Okay, that's how we learn.
So I'm just going to trim this down, and then, whoops, if I can get that all the way through. That's why you see I'm being very gentle with it now. I've learned not to go in full force. So we're going to trim a bit off this side. Again, I'm just doing it by eye, and then we'll see how that fits on the base.
Our producer
a little bit more.
Our producer Robin's envious of your craft knife.
It is a very substantial craft knife. It definitely gets the job done. So I'm going to trim that down a bit more. We're going to stick that on. I'm just using tacky glue. But you can use double-sided tape or whatever you prefer.
Nice.
And then after we've stuck this bottom panel on, we're just going to add a panel to the front. And then we'll get on with the topper. Right, so that's going on here. And then the next step is to do the front piece.
Nice.
So what we're going to do is cover this bit next.
Okay.
And for that I'm using this really pretty paper. This is probably one of my favourite papers from the pack. So this is a blue tip pattern.
I do like this.
What am I going to do? I'm going to measure to see how big I need to make it. So in centimetres would be good.
It's a nice bird. It's got good colouring.
14.5. Yeah, 14.5 by, what should we say, 4.5. If I get it the right way around. See, this is a problem with doing things live. You have to kind of get your head straight with your measuring whilst you're focusing at the same time.
You're doing a good job.
What did I say? 14 and a half?
I think so. Sorry.
Can't remember.
Yeah. I've got
Shall I just
a memory
draw
like a sieve.
over it?
Draw over
I'll
it.
just
yeah.
draw over it. Do you know
There we
what?
go.
That's what I usually do.
That's it.
Yeah, so we only need to trim that down a tiny bit, don't we? And then, in fact, you know what? It'd be easier if I just do the
Little marking
notches
points.
on there.
Clever.
See, there you go. That's why. See, that's what happens when I try to measure. I get all confused and I think, what was I doing again?
There's always a way.
So that's why I just
So
do things
you
by
prefer to
eye.
work with a smaller ruler? You've got your large steel ruler, but you prefer
Yeah,
the smaller one?
I do like this small one. I think it's just because with the big one, you sort of have a bit more obscured, whereas the little one, I feel like I can pin it down more and get it right. There we go. So let's just trim that down, and then we're going to trim a bit off the side, aren't we? So this is the boring bit when I'm cutting out paper.
Such
but,
a nice design.
Yeah, it is one of my favourites. And part of the thing that inspired us for this particular pattern was we were on holiday in the Lake District and we were sitting in a cafe and out of the window in the garden and we could see these little blue tits outside flying around and just pecking at the feeder outside. So yeah, that kind of helped me decide what birds I wanted in this set. So
You set
yeah,
a nice
it's
scene. That must be a
memory.
beautiful cafe.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was it had a nice
nature.
view of the trees and yeah, no, it's very nice. Okay, so we're just going to stick this panel onto the front.
Okay.
And then if you want, you could stick a panel on the back, but I prefer to leave it plain.
Okay.
Because with easel cards, you can sort of choose where you write when you give it to someone, can't
true.
you? So you want to leave a bit of it plain, so you can do that. Okay, that's stuck on there. So
Lovely.
now we're going to make the topper, and to do that, I'm gonna.
Using the
What am I doing?
ephemera?
I'm stamping. I'm stamping
Oh,
first,
okay.
and then I'm using the ephemera.
Nice.
So, I want to punch out a circle, a small circle.
Okay.
So I've got my circle punch again, trusty circle punch. I said in the show this morning, you know, just use your kind of, your circle dies if you want. And then what do we want to do? We want to do a background circle as well, so I'm going to do a blue one.
So, fun story about ephemera. We mentioned it earlier on in our meeting, and director Alex said, "Oh, is that because they're girly?" And we said, "No, that's effeminate."
Ah,
There you go.
yes, different word.
Hey ho.
Okay, so the stamp I'm going to use is this bird silhouette from the Bird Garden stamp set. And I'm going to do it in pink. I was going to do it in blue, but I didn't bring my blue ink, so that's not very organised, but I'm going to do it in pink.
Sorry?
So I've got this flamingo pink, so, well, it's not a flamingo, but we'll use it for this bird.
It's a fancy pad. Fancy pad.
Fancy indeed. So with this one, I'm going to stamp it off first so we can have a
bit of
lighter
second
impression.
generation.
Yeah, a bit of second generation stamping there.
Nice.
So
Now,
there we
hubby is
go.
here, so he's in. Oh, and look, now that's a nice
Yeah.
difference. Sorry.
Comes out a bit more
That was
subtle
me.
with that.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? So you can just see, just stamping over, just getting a slight subtler effect.
Absolutely. And then I'm going to stick this.
Was he a
Yeah.
crafter before you met him?
James has always been into kind of art, illustrations, little designs,
He
things
sounds
like that. At university, he used to draw a webcomic.
Really?
Yeah,
'Cause I
so
saw him
he's always
sketching
been-
in the green room.
Yeah,
the
he's
other day,
working on our
sketching.
next Rangers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's always been quite
That's a good
arty.
guy,
And I've sort of fallen out the habit of doing arty things, so my sketches are so bad. I'm like, James, you do the final artwork and I'll just do all the ideas.
Wait, you were telling me where you met.
Yeah, so we went to school together. So
They met at
yeah,
school?
we've been together.
And they're still together? I
all
think
that time.
That's nice.
Yeah, and we went
There
to
you
separate
go.
universities as well. So
So did you choose to go to the same university, obviously?
Well, we started dating after we'd chosen. So
Wow, it was meant to
we
be,
ended
Sarah.
up,
Meant to be.
yeah, we ended up in separate places, but we stayed together. So for this ephemera, I only want to use the foliage, so I'm cutting off the bird so I can use him in another project. And then I'm just going to stick this piece behind and then add that branch on the other side.
Nice.
So just add a bit of glue and tuck it behind.
And this kind of highlights Hochanda as a company. We really love offering you diversity and especially bringing you small family-run businesses because it's a kind of stamps that you would necessarily struggle to find, but we're bringing that out and trying to give as big an audience as we can. I mean, what's your experience been at Hochanda?
Actually, I think it's fantastic because when we first started the business, I never thought that I'd get to do something like this, and to have the chance to come on TV and show everyone what we make, show everyone our products, it's something I never thought would be possible, especially for a small business like us in very, very, very early stages of the business. So,
do we have any friends or family that we need to give a mention to live on TV?
Oh, I think I've got so many people watching. I can't give any names.
You can do just the generic hello to everyone you know.
I think I've probably got some colleagues from work watching. I've got friends and family watching. So yeah, hi to everyone, and thank you for watching and for all your support for all this time. Because everyone has been really, really supportive, actually, of the business, of everything that we've kind of been working on.
Next time you come back, ask your friends and family, and if you want us to sort out a signed picture of Charlie Hopkins for you to give to anybody, we'll do that for you, Sarah.
That would be amazing, I'm sure.
We'll do that.
Okay, cool. So we've stuck our little topper on here now, and then next I want to add a sentiment. So for this card, I'm going to do it as a wedding card. So I'm going to choose the wedding day stamps from this set. So what we've done with the sentiments here is we've done the words all separately, so you can mix and match. So you can have things like wedding day, have a beautiful birthday, on your birthday, on your wedding day.
On your day,
And then because people might want to use them for journaling or scrapbooking as well, you can say a wonderful night, a beautiful day, things like that. So there's all kinds of options there. So I'm just going to line this up on my block. I'm going to stamp on the corner here, so it at least has some chance of being straight when I cut it out. So we'll stamp. I'm stamping in black just so it stands out a bit better than the pink, even though the pink would match. So I'll stamp wedding first. Good,
clean, crisp.
Yeah, they come out really well. That's why I always I make sure our stamps are always manufactured with photopolymer, because I love the crisp impression that it gives. They always stamp really, really nicely. And I mentioned before that the stamps are made in the UK as well. So
and they're good quality stamps, has to be said.
Well, that day is a bit wonky. Let's do another one.
I don't mind a wonky day.
There we go. Can't do day straight today. Let's have a new day at the top, shall we? A new day.
I like that, a new day.
A new day. When I'm stamping, actually, what I normally do is do quite a few goes, I suppose, because I normally have a few that go a bit wrong. So yeah. And then I'm just going to cut those out again.
If you do have any questions for Sarah, we would love to hear from you. studio@hochanda.com.
Yeah, message in. Let me know what you want to know. So I'm going to cut this out just as a sort of little, small tag of a sentiment, I suppose. You can, of course, if you want, stamp them together and cut out a larger piece. And then our wonky day.
Nice. See, you know what? Having a slightly jaunty angle.
Yeah, maybe if that's if you want to go for it. Actually, we are going to put them on the card at a slightly jaunty angle, so maybe it doesn't matter too much anyway. And then what I'm going to do, just to finish the card off, is pop on a few sequins, and then we've got some wooden embellishments to add.
Do you ever do any classes? Do you teach?
I do, yeah. We have a local craft shop near us, and I do run classes there. So when we bring out new ranges, I try to do a class to, so everyone can come along and have a go with the new products.
Now, we've got to give you a bit of plug, because we want everyone to follow you on social media. So how do we do that?
Yes. So we have a Facebook page. If you look up Sticker Kitten on Facebook, you should find us. If you want to follow us on Instagram as well, it's sticker.kitten. There's a dot in there on Instagram. We do have a Twitter feed as well, Sticker Kitten, and also a Pinterest page. So I try and put all of my card pictures on there.
Brilliant.
Give people a bit of inspiration.
Well worth watching. I'm going to give you a follow.
Yes, I'm going to follow you back. There we go. We'll be buddies. We'll be buddies online.
Chloe, have you followed me on Instagram @YannisMorgan? No? No. Okay.
Not yet.
A little bit awkward, because you asked what my handle was on Twitter. I offered it to everyone. Okay.
So I'm just going to attach these sentiments with foam squares again. I'll just cut these down to fit. And then we're just going to pop them behind here. So we're going to have, yeah, like I said, I think we're going to have a jaunty angle. So we'll have that
That's
one like
nice.
that, yeah.
I mean, you know who your true friends are who follow you, really. Producer Robin follows me. Yeah. Alex, director, do you follow me? Not a friend, not a friend.
Oh,
Okay.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so we're going to pop that piece on as well. So obviously to stop the card sliding forward, we want to add something here. So what I've got are some of the wooden embellishments that I've painted
nice.
with just a bit of pink acrylic paint.
Sarah, these are lovely. Because I like them in the raw form, but
yeah,
adding a bit of paint,
these are them in the raw form. So I mean, you can, if you want, use those as they are, like that. Put
works
those on
both
there.
ways. But
yeah,
you can really colour coordinate too.
exactly. So
You've got a really artistic eye. I like your design.
Thank you.
No, I do like. Did you do art at uni?
No, I didn't. I did English literature, but I did art at school, and I was really encouraged to keep it up, and I didn't. So maybe this is my way of getting back into it, I suppose. So we're going to pop those on there.
Nice.
Yeah, they'll need a bit of time to dry.
That's fine.
So
Okay,
let's put that back there.
Nice.
And I've just painted these with an acrylic paint, and these are MDF shapes, so they take the paint really well. And if you saw my show this morning with the Mermaid Treasures range, you'll saw that I painted and glittered some of the embellishments as well, and they came out really, really well.
Have we got those to show?
I think I've got a couple down here, actually. What have I done with them?
Oh, by the way, the embellishments, so the 80-piece mermaid embellishments, you know we were going to say that they were going to be limited. Well, I'm sorry, not only do they go limited, but they sold out in a... We didn't even have enough time to tell you. Ah, look at this.
So this is a glittered starfish, painted and glittered. It comes out really pretty.
A lovely starfish.
So obviously you can do the same with
twinkling.
these, yeah. So if you want to put a bit of glitter on your flowers or the leaves or the branches, you can do the same. Make a sparkly tree.
Isn't it sparkly? Now, the beauty of the MDF, it will take anything you want to throw at it. So if you wanted to go for a rusted effect, you can. Glitter, I mean, loads.
Yeah, you can grunge them up if you want to do kind of some, you know, mixed media, grungy techniques.
Yeah.
Oh,
now we've got
definitely.
our sequins.
Yes, sequins. Now I absolutely love these. So
Get
you've
a
got
good
a few,
pack of sequins,
a few different colours in here. You've got the blue, the white, you've got pink, you've got silver, you've got stars. So I'm just going to blob a few on here. I always really like sequins to finish off a project. So that's why they're included in the embellishments bundle. You get those as well.
Nice.
What should we go for? Should we have a pink
What are you
one?
feeling? Let it guide you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for a pink for sure.
And definitely a blue in there.
Yeah, we're going to have a blue.
Oh, and a white. Yeah, nice.
I'm going to put all of them in, actually.
Yeah.
let's just
do it.
Yeah, just put one of everything in.
If in doubt.
So we go for a blue one. So you can sort of do this with tweezers. And with sequins, what I do is put the glue on the project first and then put the sequin on it. I know some people try and glue the sequins, but for me, I just end up getting in a terrible mess with them. So yeah, I normally do it this way around.
Thank you for all the lovely messages that are coming in. Molly emailed in to say she's enjoying the show.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Molly. Okay, so there we are. That's our finished card.
Let's have a look at this.
So we've got a bit of glue to dry on there, but yeah, otherwise we're done.
That's Sarah. That is lovely. I really like it. So using the papers, using the stamps, using the ephemera, and then we went on and just added a bit of the further embellishments too. Stunning. Very, very nice. The beauty of this show, everything here, everything's brought to you, has been designed by Sarah and James. So, married couple, it's a family business. You can see how personal all the designs are too. You're getting that personal touch, and at a really good price as well. These haven't been mass-produced. These haven't been found a stock image made abroad and then just sent across over here. And you're supporting a family business. And also, by the way, what I love about working family businesses, thank you so much, everyone who's been ordering this out, because it means that we can get Sarah back, and we love that.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to jump on the website and have a look. It's time I treat the team because they've been working hard. Robin, I know you've been feeling a little bit under the weather. She's an injured warrior. So to treat you, go on me. What would you like? Anything on the show? She goes for the stance. Good choice. And Alex, can't miss you out, buddy. What would you like? He's going for the. He's going for the papers. Okay, there we go. Bee Garden papers. And Chloe, would you like the embellishments? The embellishments. Oh no, she wants the alpacas. Okay, there we go. So that's our choice. Decide what you're going to be putting into your baskets, but there's loads of good stuff on there. And you can shop by brand as well. Just type in Sticker Kitten and see all the goodies that Sarah and James have brought. It goes back to the point. Now, as crafters, why do we craft? We want to do something that we enjoy, but I also take a lot of pleasure in discovering something that is a little bit different, has that personal touch. So take a look at these beautiful papers. So designs by Sarah and James. Now, isn't that, just in itself, we were working with this, it's beautiful. It's a lovely, dainty, elegant design, but as we go through, oh, getting multiples of each, it's 160 GSM. That is nice. Love that. Oh, now how about that? Background papers. Hello. Yes. Or what about this on the craft card stock? Craft card. Oh, very, very nice. And there is just the slightest hint of colour in there. Then we've got a Moroccan feel in there. Feathers coming through. Beautiful papers. That's just one of the packs. 160 GSM, really good quality, beautiful designs. You're getting 30 in each pad, so 60 in total. What about over here? Now, can you imagine yourself using these? Beautiful. So now we're talking matting and layering, backgrounds, but all the designs complementing each other. Stunning. For $11.98. It's a good price for something that is a little bit different as well and so craftable. So if you just wanted to, wow. Look at that. Who did this?
My mum made this one.
Sylvia?
Yes.
Wow. That is stunning. Can I open it up?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we pull this elastic down here, should be able to look through inside. And after the show, this is going to be a health journal for my mum. So she's put in all different kinds of pockets and tags. And this is a mixture of the bird garden and bee garden ranges again. So this is going to have real practical use.
Just look, you've even got a to-do list. Your mum is very talented, I have to say.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome.
Oh,
I was pretty impressed when I saw this. I was like, are you sure you want me to take it on the show? It's very precious.
Wow.
She was like, yeah, show it off.
That is, you can see where you get your crafty genes from. That is lovely.
Yeah, I just love all the different bits she's put in. So there's like tags in there, there's lots of pockets, there's little paper clips, things like that. Yeah, all sorts.
What you should do when you come down, I love the little bit of elastic as well. When next time you come to visit us, bring your mum along. She can sit in the green room and get to have a little tour around.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, no, she'd love that.
Just showing you the papers as well and how well it all goes. Was there a fan you wanted to show, did you say? Wait, let's have a look.
We have a fan here on the front. Yeah, so again, this is one made by my mum. So just a really simple design, but it shows off the papers so well.
It really does. That's nice. All right, beautiful papers. We're getting busy here, so if you do want to place it into your basket, now's the time. Don't miss out. We've got more for you. So we've got the stamps. I like these stamps because a small stamp can really leave its mark, quite literally. And you've got a lovely mix of designs. You can extend, you're talking about background stamps, worker stamps, your hero stamps, your real showstoppers coming through.
So what I love to do with the mini ones actually is group them together on a block and then just make a background, just go over a card, maybe vary up the inks, maybe try some, you know, different techniques with it. You could do heat embossing, you can do some distress oxides, and then all those mini stamps suddenly have a new use apart from just accessorising the other stamps.
What about something like this? Now, how elegant is that? Ooh.
That's one of my favourites,
silhouette
actually.
Here.
It's very much my style, clean and simple.
I really like that, Sarah. Or, you know what you could do? What about just a simple colour wash, and then just because you've got that beautiful silhouetted image? Or what about having the sun behind or the moon? Lovely.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very nice. That's just one use. So you're getting a lovely stamp set, $11.99 your price here, 504-319 your item number. We're on to our bird garden embellishments now. So not only are you getting beautiful MDF, so you're getting your little birds, you're getting your flowers, you're getting your branches, you're getting your leaves, and you're able to start putting it all together. So you've got those, that's your MDF cutouts. We're getting sequins in the mix as well, so I've just popped those back. And you're getting the ephemera as well. So let me just show you. There's the sequins. Beautiful. And this is your ephemera. Love these. So it's good to go. You don't need a die cutting machine.
Exactly. Top is just ready to roll. And of course all the colours perfectly match the papers, so you can really quickly put together some quick last minute cards if you just want to do a few thank you cards, or you've got a birthday that you've left to the last minute. Really easy way to just lay those up and make a really pretty card.
44 pieces of those alone. So it is a lovely bundle for $11.46, and you can have some real fun with that. 724083 item number. So we're leaving the bird garden behind, and now we're entering the bee garden.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, like these. I love the colours and I love the originality of the design. And when we talk about originality of design, this is actually Sarah's own artwork.
So I did the watercolour designs for these individually, and then we scanned them in, we made the papers, we made the repeating pattern, and then those are kind of printed to make the final designs.
That's lovely. Really nice.
So a lot of the other sketches are done digitally, still by hand, but normally digitally, but these actual real watercolours that were made into the papers.
I love it. Oh, that's a nice little sky.
Yeah, just a
Ooh.
wash of sky.
I tell you something, if, just bear with me, what about sticking the ephemera onto there?
Yeah, so you've got your ready-made sky background.
Done. Done. Love it. Or stamping on as well. Okay, so you're getting all those, but you're also getting the designs. Now, I like this on the craft card too. It's very, very pretty. So you've got your bees, you've got your honey, jars of honey in there, and then you've got your wreaths, and then you've got your
beehives as well.
Yeah, love it. Okay, details are on your screen if you want to go for. Remember, you're getting both. I just want to have a very quick flicky through there. Oh, wait a second. There we go. That's nice. Beautiful. And you've got the polka dots in there as well, Sarah.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are really versatile. Polka dots, really simple, can go with any of your current ranges as well as this one.
Good. Details on your screen. 1198 417 159, your item number. Come over here then, Sarah, because we've got the bee garden stamps.
Yes, that's right.
Likey. I like these. Talk me through. What was your thought process with them?
So with this whole range, really, we just started with the idea of the bee, so that kind of became the main motif. So in this stamp set, the bee is the kind of queen, the queen bee of the stamp set. And then you've got the wreath. Yeah, see? I was thinking. So yeah, you've got the bee, and then we've got the wreath. So for this one, you can see I've made a wedding card, so I've just stamped the sentiment in the middle of the wreath. But of course the bee fits in the wreath as well, so you can layer it up in that way. In the background I've heat embossed those hexagons, so that's from the stamp set too. So it's a hexagon pattern and it's got little florals in it. This one again kind of sums up my style, really clean and simple. So you've just got the 4 different stamps there, the wreath, the bee, the sentiment and the washi tape design.
Oh. Now this is next level stuff.
So this is put together by Mags, one of my design team members, and she's great at mixed media and all that kind of thing. So here you can see she's used the washi tape stamps to make the roof, she's used the honeycomb stamps on the side, and then it's got the papers in the background,
Mags,
so
that is really well done. I have to say, I'm so impressed with that. Stunning.
Very
but it
cool.
really goes to show, if you're a crafter, and whatever level of crafter you are, I think you can make something you're really proud of with all the goodies on the show today. Details on the screen, $11.99 your price, 531852 your item number. Have to say, I'm a massive fan of the alphabet we're about to show you here. Alpaca Wishes. It's different. And how often, as crafters, do you put a tiny bit of stitched detail onto a card to finish off?
I love doing that, actually.
Me too,
Normally
right?
get a pen and do like a little stitched border. And in fact, you can do that if, well, my stitching's not particularly neat when I draw it on, so I've just used the letter I stamp from the set to make a mini border to go round. Or the number 1, either of those works really well, makes a cool border. So you can, use them beyond the use of them as alphabet.
They stamp so well. I'm just going to show you an inspiration. Just see what they are like, because you get... Now, this is clever. So you've used that eye stamp that you were saying to create a border.
Yes.
And then you've got that continuity in the actual stamp. But it's that stitch detail.
And then the little bee is from the bee garden stamp set, but the trail he leaves behind is kind of almost a bit dotted and stitched, so that matches as well.
Cool. Really, really cool. $11.99 your price, 937821 your item number. Another option that was very popular earlier on was our unicorn stamps. We love the unicorns. Unicorns, fairgrounds, and hot air balloons. What is not to love? $11.99 your price, 947067 your item number. And don't forget the mermaids, which are gorgeous. I really like the mermaid. You're also getting your merboy as well. Your treasure chest, all the friends, and the fantastic sentiment. $11.99 your price, 528214 your item number. Last thing to show you is the mermaid paper pad. So, same principle as all the paper pads we've shown throughout this hour. You are getting 2 pads, 30 sheets in each, so 60 in total, and each one's 160 GSM, and they reflect the designs in the stamps. What would you like to show us next then, Sarah?
So the next thing I've got to show you is a card with the bee garden range. So we focused on the birds before, now we're going to look at the bees.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a card where I just layer up some of the papers, do a bit of stamping, and then use the stitched alphabet at the end. So to start off with, I'm going to use the square card blank, but I'm going to have it 10th fold, which just adds a bit of interest. Yeah. And I'm actually going to use a corner rounder punch just to round off those corners first.
Do you like your punches?
I do. It just makes things so quick and easy, and I always have them to hand. On my craft desk at home, I've got them stacked up on the shelf next to me, so when I'm crafting and I think, oh, I just want to add a bit something different, it's easy to just grab one of those.
Nice. And you just transformed that into a speciality card blank.
So now it's just got a bit of added interest. Okay. So again, we go for my usual technique of just drawing round it to get the right size.
If it works for you.
It does.
So do you and James tend to craft together?
I think I'm probably mainly the crafter, but every so often James does make cards. He made a Mother's Day card for his mum this year, which is really nice. Yeah, so I think she really appreciated that. But he's pretty handy with all kinds of DIY things as well, so he always has projects on the go. He's also a web developer, so that's normally kind of a mix of technical and practical.
Does a lot.
So he built a weather station for our garden. He built a bird box which had a little camera.
He built a weather station for your garden?
Yeah, so
a lot of guys at home feeling a little bit inadequate now, like, I can't do anything.
Yeah, and he built a camera in a bird box as well, so we could.
Did you see them?
Yeah, we could no, on the bird table. Sorry, so we could see the birds coming to land and to feed,
nice.
which was really nice. Yeah. So again, actually, that was part of what helped inspire the bird garden range, because we could see all the different kinds of garden birds that were coming into our garden. So we often have robins and blue tits and great tits, which is really nice.
So your garden. You get quite a lot of birds then?
Yes, because we put out lots of delicious food for them to tempt them to the camera. So,
it must be nice just to look out and see lovely birds out there.
Yeah, it is. And we've got a conservatory, which I absolutely love. It's my favourite bit about our house, and it just makes you feel like you're kind of outdoors but indoors.
Nice and warm and cosy in the summer.
It gets absolutely boiling in summer, which I really like. Yeah. It's cold in winter, but...
It's conservatories.
Yeah, it's always the way.
Yeah. Okay.
So for this, I'm just trimming down one of the bee pattern designs, and that's going to be layered on top of this craft paper layer. So again, I just drew round it to get the right size, and just going to check that fits as I want. A bit more to come off. See, that's the only downside if you do things by eye. You have to go in and take a bit more off here and there, but there we go. And then I just quickly want to add another layer as well, just because I want to show you how well both of these paper packs in the Bee Garden range work together. So we've got some from the designer paper pack, some from the basics paper pack, but the colours actually are designed to match, so you can grab designs from either and put them together on your project.
That's nice.
Yeah.
We like that.
We do. Just going to trim this one down as well.
Okay.
With these papers, as I mentioned before, they're made in the UK, they're printed in the UK, but the paper itself is made in the UK. There's a paper mill in Scotland that these come from.
Oh, that's nice. So, like that.
Yeah, we work really closely with our printers who manufacture these, so we know the chain of our paper, where it comes from. And
this is what I love about working with family-run businesses, because you get something that really is unique.
I mean,
Not
we think about it a lot.
No, and you can tell, because it's your business, that everything you offer, you're going to make sure that you're absolutely 100% happy with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, my background is in publishing and print production, so I know a bit about paper, and I love paper, and I'm really interested in paper. So I have a really fine eye for the details. In fact, with one of the designs we did, there was one that was printed on ever so slightly different cardstock, and I could tell the difference, and James couldn't. And he's like, "What are you talking about? It's exactly the same." I'm like, no, it's not. I'm telling you now.
You can tell, like a true crafter.
And I was right. I could tell.
Your crafty senses were triggered.
It was slightly different paper, so there you go. So one of my favourite things is because the papers are actually printed locally to us. So where we live in Thatcham, our printer's kind of 10 minutes up the road. So we're able to go and
have a look.
Yeah, have a look, have a feel, test out new paper stock, different paper types. We're able to look at printed proofs, things like that, so we see how they're going to come out.
Now you can be honest here, Sarah. Are you a paper stroker?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a paper sniffer, which is possibly even worse.
There is something. No, see, I've got a digital book. You know, you can download books, but for me, there's nothing more satisfying than the smell of a good book. Paper book.
I love paper books. Yeah, that was one of the kind of nice things about working in book production. When you'd get kind of advances in, you'd be like, new book smell.
New book smell.
Which sounds really weird, but there you go.
A lot of people can associate it.
So yeah, I'm a big paper
new
nerd.
paper pad smell.
Yeah. So you know you're kind of getting really lovely quality papers simply by the fact that I'm so obsessed with paper.
Well,
so
it shows. And so we've got you incorporating your designs in here as well. Now these are the two sets. So this from Bee Garden, like the colourways that you've chosen too, and it's showing how both sets work.
Yeah, that's right. So you've got the purple and the blue from the basics pack, and then the watercolour and the bee craft from the designer pack.
Nice.
So just
would you say that the
together.
basics, and like I know I said this earlier, but there's nothing basic about this design, but what they do, it's your foundations. You've got more of your feature designs, and this is more maybe your matte and layer.
Yeah, so I think the reason I gave them that name distinction was because when I think of the designer paper pack, I think, okay, this paper is going to be like the star of the card, it's going to stand out. But with the basics, I think, okay, this is going to be a background for my stamps or my embellishments, or you know, just kind of a base layer to show off something I'm adding on top. So that's why they're sort of slightly different. So I'm just going to make a pennant here by sort of cutting somewhere roughly in the middle. And then just snipping
eyeballing.
a triangle. Yeah, as usual. No measuring involved. So we're just going to snip a triangle out of that here.
Nice. So how are you feeling today? Because I see you haven't visited us for a little while, and I was a bit nerve-wracking first time back on screen for a while.
Yeah, no, I was a bit nervous this morning. Well, I say a bit. I was a lot nervous. I know. I think I'm one of those people who always looks, fairly relaxed. But actually, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm terrified. But no, it's been really nice.
Great.
And
are you enjoying it? That's
yes, I am, and you've put me at ease, which is really nice.
Good.
Actually, I was going to stick that on, but what I want to do first is put a little stamped background underneath. How much time have we got, actually?
You've got about 7 minutes.
Yeah, about 7 minutes, okay. Well, let's do a bit of stamping and then see where we get to. So what I'm going to do is I want to make a little border using our leaf stamps, because I want to show you that you can sort of join them end to end.
Nice. Yeah, that's
and
good.
use them as a background.
Versatility, that's what we like.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a border piece first, just doing it the width of my ruler so we don't have to measure it.
Yeah, perfect.
And then I'm going to use these from the Bee Garden stamp set. You can see my stamps are really, really well used. So
well, that's a good sign.
These have been
they're
workshops.
Well
yeah,
loved.
they've been used on all of the samples that you've seen on here. So yes, they're well loved. And what I want is my green ink, which I've put under here somewhere. So I'm going to use this apple green ink to stamp.
So what's your favourite part about teaching? What do you like about teaching, doing the workshops?
I think probably the day itself, just helping people. The planning always takes a lot of work, but on the day it's really nice to sort of see people look pleased with what they've made.
Yeah.
So you feel like you've kind of, given them a skill or, given them some ideas or inspiration.
No, you've extended that beautifully.
Yeah, this is luckily working out. I did it before and I kind of went a bit wonky. So I'm just stamping off again to get a lighter colour on here.
Okay.
And then
I really like that. It's nice.
So you can go end to end. I mean, this is a bit messy really because I'm doing it
it's okay.
quickly, but So just making a background piece there. And then of course if you wanted you can sort of do the whole background page. You can do sort of little scrapbook page pieces with a similar kind of technique. So that's going to be this piece for my card here.
Lovely. Looks like a little bush.
Yeah, it does actually.
I like that.
So we want to trim it down about there. And then actually I think next I'm going to do the sentiments because I want to show you how the stitched alphabet stamps come out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love
to see those. This alphabet, I'm really backing the stitched alphabet stamps. So there's the alpaca.
Alpaca wishes.
Alpaca
yeah,
wishes.
That's right.
Have you ever met a real life alpaca?
Oh, do you know what? But for Christmas I booked James this walking with alpacas experience.
That's
so
amazing.
He's got a voucher for it, and we're probably going to book it for summer. So yeah,
cool.
you get to take an alpaca on a walk, and you get to feed it.
I want to take an alpaca for a walk and feed it.
So yeah, check it out online. You can book these kind of things.
Robin,
Go for it.
our producer, so she's started seeing a nice guy, and he took her on an experience to play with meerkats. I saw that there was there was one sat on her head.
Okay, I don't know if I'd like that, but
I'd love to get up close and personal with meerkat. Apparently, they played with this. There was one that was playing with her shoelaces because it wanted a belly rub.
Oh,
Charlie
sweet.
does the same thing in the green room. If he's playing with his shoelace, all right, Charlie.
Like a pet, like a big dog.
Big friendly bear.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is stamp the sentiment. We're going to go for be happy. So we've got the B and the E. We're going to do another E to make, B, like put on bees. So for now we'll do these, and then we'll do the extra E afterwards.
Oh, I like this.
So we'll stamp that on there, then we'll take the B off. We'll do the other E. And I know we don't have a lot of time left, so let's just do the other one on this side. We're going to do... I know I won't finish my card,
That's okay.
but do you know what? I'm always kind of over-ambitious with what I can fit into the hour.
I have a plan. If you want to see this finished card, you're going to have to follow Stick a Kitten on social media, so Instagram or Facebook,
and I put it up.
post a picture.
Oh, wow.
Deal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Just remember, if it's on Instagram, it's sticker.kitten.
Yes,
on Facebook, Stick a Kitten.
Yeah, has a dot in there on Instagram. Okay, so we're going to do be happy, so we've got hap. And what I normally do with stamps like this is just line them up on my paper first and then pick them up with a block.
Nice.
And then I know they're going to go where I want them and I don't have to align them on the block first. So we're going to stamp the hap. So I love how they come out. They're just so kind of sweet and delicate. And then we just want the PY. I'm just sticking my stamps on the side here. You know, I said I'd get into good habits and I'd clean them off and put them away properly, but I just haven't.
You were doing so well earlier.
I was.
By the way, the alpaca alphabet, stitched alphabet is proving very, very popular.
Okay, good. You like it as much as I do. I'm pleased.
I'm really pleased. Let me just show you this because, okay, as a presenter here at Hochanda, I see a lot of alphabets. I have to say, this one for me is a real winner. Not only have you got the little alpacas at the bottom, you've got your numbers, which is so handy. So if you wanted to mark, say, a special occasion, it could be an anniversary, it could be a new addition to the family, and then you've got your alphabet to write your own sentiments, as we're doing here, be happy, or names as well, so Chloe, Yanis.
Yeah.
Robin.
I'm making a Yanis card.
Make me a Yanis card.
I will.
Thank you. Then I'm going to have to make you a Sarah and James card as well.
Oh, no, you don't need to. I'm saying thank you for today, because you've done both of my shows and you've been super duper.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, I've enjoyed
it too. It's the first time we worked
too.
together.
It is.
Can I just say, Sarah, you're lovely. You're
thank you.
Everyone was saying how nice you are. In my ear, everyone was saying all day that you're really sweet.
Oh, good. Well, that's what you want to hear, isn't it?
You are a very nice person.
Good, I try to be. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're nearly there with our sentiments. So I'm just cutting a bit off the bottom here. Okay. And then the other bits I was going to add to this card, but we can skip, just some stamped honey jars. So as well as stamping them individually, you can stamp them in a pattern. Yeah. And you can stamp the wreath and the bee. So I'm just going to distress this craft. Nice. By the way, I'm stamping on the offcuts here. Okay. A minute. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do.
You can do it.
I can do it. I can do it.
Can I? Oh, we're just going to stick it with glue.
We're just going to stick it.
Okay.
We'll stick it with glue, but we're going to put a heart on first. But don't worry, I've already done the heart.
Cool.
Heart is ready to go.
All right, 45 seconds.
45.
Speed
I can do
crafting
it. I can
with
do
Sarah.
it. If I can do it this quickly, you can do it at home.
Yeah, it's true.
Right, stuck on there.
Well, you're having a presenter waffling in your ear.
Okay, heart on.
Yeah,
Boom.
done.
There we go. And then be happy.
go.
Pretend I glued that
Yeah.
on. Ta-da!
Nicely done. Hey, I love it.
Perfect.
Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, I really appreciate it today because you brought us such beautiful things. Don't wait a year to come back. All
I'll
right? I
come
hope
back
you
as
come
soon as
back
I can,
soon.
yeah.
Brilliant. I'd love that. Please make sure to check out your baskets. Say the alphabet, the alpaca wishes. I'm really backing this. I think you're going to like that a lot. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank
I really
you.
enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Was fun, and you're going to love the next hour because we are crafting with clarity. Maria's back. After that, Fabric Freedom, the final call for our one-day special, and then the launch of our brand new one-day special, La Blanche, for the second round at Hochanda.
I am Matthew Palmer, professional artist with the SAA, the UK's largest and friendliest art community. The SAA exists to inform, encourage and inspire all who want to paint, and that's exactly what you'll learn to do with me as your teacher. As a self-taught artist of 30 years ago, I know the challenges of a white piece of paper and learning how to paint. But with me, Hochanda and the SAA, I'll show you how easy watercolour painting really is. I'm here on Hochanda because I want to show you my watercolour painting techniques, and I want to get you over that white paper fear and get you started and develop your watercolour painting. So whether you're a beginner or an advanced artist, I've got some fantastic watercolour techniques that will get you started and take you even further on your watercolour journey. So join me, Matthew Palmer, for my shows on Hochanda.
Welcome to Club G45 from Graphic 45, the monthly tutorial kit that allows you to create some of the most beautiful projects by accessing a step-by-step video, viewable online. This month's tutorial is Love Notes Tag and Pocket Album Kit, containing tag and pocket album and twist and fold pop-up card projects. You'll get almost everything you need to create the projects from scratch, including access to this month's step-by-step video tutorial and accompanying project sheet. Simply order yours by purchasing item number 622352 for $44.99 plus postage from hochanda.com, or give us a call on 01733 60 2000 for instant access to this month's Club G45 from Graphic 45.
Good afternoon. Yes, it is time to do that wheel thing again, spinning it every single hour. And what will the offer be this hour? Every single offer on here is worth having, isn't it, Maria?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I wouldn't turn my nose up at any of those.
No, absolutely. Well, clarity is what we've got for you this hour. So what offer are we going to have for the whole hour? Do the spin, Maria. Go on.
No pressure.
Give it some whirling.
Right, here we go. Not too much.
Good luck, everyone. What's the deal going to be?
Stop.
Oh, spin again. Spin again. Go on, Maria.
Just a little one.
So close to 10% off.
Don't say spin again. There's a magnet on the back, is there? I check you, there isn't.
Okay, a slower spin this time. Let's see where we're going to go.
No, don't.
Hey,
Yay,
that was really nicely. Thank you very
That's
much.
a great
£5
one.
if you spend £25 or more, and that's not just on Clarity for the next hour, it's on anything you like from us at Hochanda. So if there's something that you've been wanting, maybe a machine or something that's going to be over 25 quid, get it now, get it in this hour. You will get a £5 discount if you spend more than £25 without your postage. Don't take into account P&P. £25 excluding postage. You've got to put Wheel 5 into the promo code box on the website, or just say Wheel 5 to the operator when you ring up to place your order, whatever it may be for, and they will make sure that you have a £5 discount applied to your order. It's as simple as that. I think that's one of the best offers to have. That or 10% off, I think it's fantastic. Oh, well, they're all great, but I mean, those are two of the best, I think. So Wheel 5 gets you a £5 off if you're spending more than £25. Right, now, Maria is with me for the whole hour with Clarity. I must admit, this is one of the most exciting Clarity shows I've seen in a while. I love all of the designs of this, the kind of clock faces and all of that.
Yes.
Kind of steampunk feel.
Yes, it's steampunk. It's just so sort of robot-y and as well, and it lends itself to such a lot of sort of themes, actually.
Now, this is a brand new groovy plate. For people who don't know, and I know lots of you do know what groovy is all about, for those that don't, what is it?
Okay, so Groovy is a system which is a series of etched plates, okay? And the idea is for us to be able to use the tools that come in the starter kit to be able to kind of trace, and you're not tracing because you've got tracks to follow, this sort of the line art onto the parchment, to then be able to either leave it as it is, beautiful white, or add colour, or introduce traditional parchment techniques there as well. There's something for everybody. Everybody can do this, from young or old, if they can hold a pen.
Absolutely. Provided you can hold a pen, Groovy is for you. We were talking the other day to Linda Williams, actually, who's one of the most famous parchers in the world, and she's actually, you know, like a grandmaster, if that's the right word.
Yes.
And she loves Groovy as well. So I wasn't sure whether, you know, traditionalists would actually look at Groovy and go, oh, that's a great idea, but she loves it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, because for one thing, you know, it's introducing the craft, it's making it more accessible to people who it wouldn't have been accessible to, myself included. But also, you know, it's one of those things where we've had lots of people where they've started off just with the intention of just doing Groovy, a little bit of the white on the parchment and leaving it at that. And then what they've done is gradually, you know, they've seen beautiful traditional parchment techniques as well. And, you know, this, well, I'll have a little try of that. Let's see what that's about. And so many people now have really, you know, they're on the traditional parchment train as well. Yeah. You know, they've progressed on, and it's really lovely to see.
Linda was saying, you know, it's opened parchment to a whole new group of people, a whole new generation, because parching was on the decline, and she's first to admit that. Now it's on the increase massively. And I love this clock face, because like on this one here, where we've got the hand at the 5 and the hand at the 9, that could be someone's birthday, 5th of September.
It absolutely could be. It could also be, you know, time of a party or a, you know, some sort of get-together. It could be the time of the birth of a new baby or anything. They're fabulous. But on this new plate, what we've got, you know, this clock face is a really substantial size, so we can do larger pieces. You can introduce this into your 3D projects. You know,
it makes me think of the Big Ben clock, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it does. For me, what it kind of, I like all those sort of animated films, and you get a lot of them sort of around the Christmas time, you know, and, you know, there's those sort of steampunky kind of feel in there, and stuff like TikTok, and, you know, it feels like that for me. It's brilliant. I love it.
Another thing I love as well is that it's not a massive investment. You know, all the Groovy plates are very, very affordable. This one is $14.99, so if you're going to go for it today and buy it, order something else to take you over the £25 spend, and then you can enjoy that £5 discount. Remember, over 40% of the entire stock is gone. This is brand new today. You've got the clock hands, you've got the cogs there as well. I mean, that very much looks like Big Ben to me. I mean, it's modelled on that, obviously, and we also have a stamp, I think, coming up of Big Ben fairly soon too. But if you want this, new from Clarity today, $14.99, and you are going to get £5 off, provided you spend £25 or more, excluding P&P, but you have to put Wheel 5 in the promo box at checkout, or just say that to the operator and they will make sure that that £5 discount is applied. So if you put the next item into your basket, possibly, what are these? How much are these? $15.98 for... OK, the details are wrong for that. We'll change it for you. OK, so what about the stencils? Have a little look at the stencils that we've got here for you. We'll just put details up fairly soon. This is a pocket watch. You've also, of course, got the bigger cogs there as well. Time weights for no man, and also those numbers. I love these. These are very, very different.
They really are very, very cool, and again, very, very suitable for such a lot of occasions as well. You know, the numbers and the time weights for no man, I like those for kind of sort of backgroundy to then layer up with the other stencils as well, which is what I did this morning with the gel plate. And again, they're all standalone stencils as well.
Well, look at the price of these. You've got £5 discount off them anyway, but if you get them in your order with the Groovy plate too, if you buy those two things, that will take you over the £25 spend, and you'll get another £5 off.
So it's an extra saving.
Extra saving. 825082. Probably, I love that time weights for no man. The way that they've put the letters and the kind of design of it is very, very unusual. I love it. Really lovely. $14.92 then, £5 off for all 4 of those stencils. I've got some finished cards here just quickly to give you some ideas and inspiration. Dee Paramore, hello Dee. There we are, that's Dee's
lovely.
Fantastic
little bit
card.
mixed media there.
Absolutely. This one is by, who's this? Doesn't actually say on here the name, but...
Okay, not sure. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's Elaine. Elaine has an embossed thingy on the back. And the lights
I can see that now.
Yeah,
I couldn't
Elaine
see it
Milner.
before. I can see it now. Nice one, Elaine. Then you've got Dee again. Who's done this one?
That's nice.
They're all gorgeous.
Yeah,
really
now
are.
this is gorgeous as well, isn't it? Look at that, just the, you know, the accent there, just the suggestion of the cogs in the background. And then we've got a really, there you go, that's nice. Happy Father's Day. So lots of occasions here as well. There you go, metallic, that's embossed. And I think that is Inca Gold.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, embossed with Inca Gold on the stencil.
Look at this, though. Time weights for no man. What a
it's
great
true,
verse to actually have in a stencil. Now, approaching, what was the update? Nearly half the stock of these has gone as well from the earlier show. I'm not at all surprised.
That's very cool as well. Using one of the stencils inside. So again, on the front, this Barbara Lancaster. There you go. Party, Saturday, 3 o'clock. Be there.
Love it. Now remember, this £5 discount is only for the live hour. So until 5 o'clock this evening, any purchase you make from us, not just for what's in this show, but anything at all over £25, you get a £5 discount. So if you want a machine, if you want other dyes, if you want fabric, want the one-day special, whatever it may be that you want, provided it's in stock, you can have it and you'll get your £5 discount. Along the counter to our next offering then, take a little look at these.
Stamps.
I mentioned that we got Big Ben in stamp form. Here it is, and there's that clock face as well, and the hand. So it's almost like a stamp version of what we just showed you on the Groovy.
That's absolutely right. It is. So you've got all of the elements to use as you see fit. This is a very, very cool set. Even right down to the lovely swirls there as well. They're really great for building up like little sort of frames and whatnot. But again, you know, these can be used for sort of very clean and very pretty kind of designs, or we can go down the grunge route as well. And again, mix and match with your stencils here. So what Sheila's done here, on the 4 little canvases, she's used some paste through the stencils.
Really cool.
And then on the background of the canvas, then she's used the cog stamps as well. So mixing and matching really nicely. Lovely result. Yeah.
You're a classic. There we go. Look.
Oh, that's cool.
I've got to show you this. This is showing off Big Ben as it should be. Of course, it's covered up in scaffolding at the moment, so you can't really see very much, but it's unmistakably the face of Big Ben just there. Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. And then 3D projects as well. The project that I put on the front of the display, the box, that is just exploding box. That's from our Wendy.
That's
and that
great.
actually, so it's got all of the stamps on there and some of our designer papers, and that will actually fold flat as well, which is pretty cool.
And there's a time flies, look. There we go. Just using the clock face.
Just
again, if you want to use the stamps to pick out certain numbers to mark a special time or a special date, the actual hands are completely separate for you. $19.99, that's a great stamp set as well. I'm really in love with all of these.
Yeah.
901312, your item number. Then we're going to go back to Groovy for more plates. Now, nearly half the stock of this went earlier on in the first show today. This has again got the clocks and it's got the cogs as well. Really beautiful. They will go so well with the main Groovy plate that we showed you at the beginning of the show. This has got a freedom discount on it as well, £14.38 for these two. You get 2 A5 square Groovy plates, so only about £7.19 each.
Yeah, these are really fabulous. So what we've got again is another beautiful assortment of cogs. We've got a smaller clock face there. We've got the fob watch. I love fob watches.
Yeah, I do.
You know, we've got the key to wind up. We've got a stand timer, and then on the other plate there we've got 4 different corners, which are very, very cool. We're going to use those this hour, and also they're the cogs within. You can see the kind of a really really big cog and then the cogs inside. You can use the big cog on its own and then fill that with, you know, elements maybe from the larger plate, the A4 square plate.
And this is the lovely thing about the groovy plates, is that you can take as little or as much from the plate as you want and put your own twist on it. So you don't have to replicate exactly the design that's on the groovy plate. Just take a little bit from it. Mix and match the plates you've already got and use different elements, so it's a unique piece of parchment art that you're creating. Look at that.
Yeah, isn't that lovely? I think that one's Glynis. The first card we saw there was Linda Page.
I love this.
Look at that ticker. Yeah, I can't remember whose that is. I'm sure there's probably a name on the back of that one.
That one is done by Glynis.
Yes, another Glynis.
Because we talk about our heart being our ticker, don't we?
Yeah, indeed. This one, I'm sure, is that Jane?
Yeah,
it is Jane Telford. So like a travel-y thing. So, you know, for a guy who likes travelling or driving or motorbikes, that sort of thing.
And
there you go. And then a pretty one there.
Yeah.
I'd love a working pocket watch. I've got one, but it doesn't work.
Right.
I'd love one that actually works.
Well, look at this. Because the clock face now has been given a hat and a moustache, so it becomes almost like a face.
How very cool is that?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Well, that is 1438, or they are 1438 for the two. 814713. We're even busier this show than we were earlier on. Obviously, we've got the benefit of having our extra £5 off for a £25 spend or more in the show. Anything you want. I mean, if you want to buy one groovy plate, let's say £14, £15, and you want to put some glue and some double-sided foam pads or whatever to make it over 25, you can do whatever you like, but you'll get £5 off if you put Wheel 5 in the promo code box. Now, this is our last set on the show. Now, when I looked at this earlier on, I thought it was like a letterbox. I thought it was a rectangle, but actually, it's not.
It's a two-piece.
A two-piece?
It is, yes.
Plate mate, isn't it, really?
So it's a plate mate which will fit all of our A4 square plates, which will include our brand new plate. So that was the first item on the show with the large clock face. And then it also comes with the Celtic alphabet A4 square plate as well, because that sits in it really nicely. Beautiful, beautiful plate. Very, very, very useful.
So that plate there basically will fit in.
Yes, and I'll show you how it works, how the two-piece plate mate works when we go down to demo. But it's a really good piece of kit, and the value there, I have to say, you know, is superb, because the square plate on its own, you know, that would normally be sort of $14.99 anyway. But the large plate mate, you know, just for the functionality of it, but then also on that plate mate, we've put such a lot of things there. There's a beautiful font on there in upper and lower case, and numbers there as well. So it's, you know, it's packed with value.
Well, don't think you're paying $27.98. That's what you should be. If you order it now, put Wheel 5 in, it's $22.98 for that.
That's more than £25, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Good time to buy.
This is the best show to get involved in right now, while we've got this £5 off for a £25 spend or more. And on the deal of the day as well, which is actually, you can, yes, you can, I didn't think about this. The deal of the day that we launched, Janice and myself, this morning in the 7 AM show are fantastic dies. Here they are, look. The dies from Clarity. Now, they are $37.96. It is on two flexes as well. But you can knock a fiver off that price, taking it to $32.96. So you'll then be saving £27 because it's over 25 quid.
Wow.
So the already brilliant deal of the day has now just got even more brilliant. Only, though, until 5 o'clock. This is the time to order the deal of the day. I mean, if you've already got it today, obviously, you're probably chuffed you saved £22 anyway. But if you order in this hour right now, you'll get another £5 discount. 4 amazing Clarity dies for $32.96. What does that work out to per die if it's $32.96? That'll be about
£8.25.
£8.24. £8.24 each Clarity die. That's ridiculous.
Oh my, yeah. Oof.
Crazy. Good luck. I hope you get it. There's been a big surge on the phones, and the website is pretty busy as well, but there's never a queue if you go to hochanda.com. Right, Maria, what we're doing first?
Well, we're going to start with a stampy, stencil project first of all.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give this to you. This is where we are headed.
Oh, I like this.
Okay.
One of my favourite cities in the world.
Okay, cool. So we're going to have a little go at that.
Excellent.
All right. So the starting point then, these are our craft card blanks.
Yep.
These are so, so lovely. The quality is beautiful. It's a big old pack. That also, by the way, is not complete, because that's one we have on the counter and we all nick one out of and we use them and whatnot.
And they go up in size, 5x5, 6x6, 7x7 and 8x8.
And there's 20 of each in there. It's 80, so it's massive value.
$29.96? No. 24.96 if you put Wheel 5 in the promo code box. So now's the time to stock up on your card blanks, even if you don't want any of the groovy plates today. What about card blanks? Gorgeous quality craft card.
Also, you get a Pergamano white pen in with pencil in there
as
well, because it works really well on that card.
Well, you've actually coloured in.
I've just accented a little, just kind of highlighted just a little bit on there with that pencil.
Works really well with
it does. It really makes it pop, doesn't it? So give me my pencil. Okay. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to do the paste area. So what I've done here is I've taken my masking tape, low tack, and I've just sectioned off a little area at the bottom of the card. Okay, I'm going to put another strip up there just to protect this area of the card, and then I've come in and I've made the decision which part of the stencil do I want to use. See, I can't quite get all of it on there, okay, so I thought actually we'll go in different directions.
Now,
so
you don't clean your stencils often, do you? I can see that.
That's my cleaner version as well, actually.
Oh, is it?
So yeah.
The
other one is. No, do you know what Clarity stencils are? You know, they're fabulous. They really are top quality. The one that I used this morning on the gel plate, it's caked in paint. It's no problem at all. I would still use that with ink and whatnot. So, right, okay. So I'm gonna have a little look. Where do I want this paste? So this is what I want on my card. This little area here. Okay.
Just to let everybody know, the phone lines are busy. The deal we've got for you in the show this hour is proving too irresistible to miss out on. Please, if you could use the website, there will be queues on the phones. Obviously, with a £5 discount just for the hour, it's going to get busy on the phones. Use the website hochanda.com to avoid the queues.
Okay, so on the website, on the show as well, we've got a pack. So we've got this Viva Relief paper paste, all right? So it's a really good paste.
Viva Decor.
And Viva Decor. And there's the pack of 3 spatulas as well. Now, these are really lovely spatulas. I've paid, as much as what this set of 3 is worth just for one, all right, and these are great.
I've just been told a lot of you are ordering in the USA this hour as well. Lots of dollar allocations are coming through.
Hello.
Obviously, if you love everything British and love London, as many people I know in America do, then these stamps, you wouldn't find them in the USA, would you?
No, of course not.
I mean, we love like the Statue of Liberty and all that because it's a bit unusual for us in the UK to have that. Well, here's our Big Ben, which you could go for. £11.97 though if you want to go for the Viva Decor Relief paper paste and the spatulas together. You get the spatulas with it for £11.97.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
3 spatulas.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, right. So what I'm doing at the minute, I'm just literally assembling my paste along the top here, okay, to begin with. Yeah. You can go through the stencil with your spatula if you want, but I like to come down with a scraper. You like to use these for sort of putting the paste in place and then adding texture and mixing paints and all sorts of stuff like that. But then I do like to use a scraper. So I'm gonna come here. So I've got a scraper, and all I'm going to do is just angle this down, and I'm going to come down in one pass, up and off, and then the excess paste is going to go back in. Now this paste is very cool because it's kind of, in the world of paste, it's like a blank canvas, because you can do a lot with it. You can colour it or whatever before you use it, or you can colour it afterwards as well.
Have you ever done plaster on walls? That was very good. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, don't let my husband know that, because that'll be another job that he'll allocate to me. Right, so give that a little wipe off.
60% of the stencils has now gone, and we are very super duper busy. Do we have more, did you say? No, this is all the stock we've got. Once they've gone, they've gone.
It's gone. Yeah. Right, okay, so I'm going to take the stencil away. All right, like so. And then what I would do, because this one needs to dry, okay, I would then, when this is dry, and also another cool thing about this paste, you can actually heat it with a heat tool to dry it, okay? There you go, look at that. So that's
perfectly crisp.
Yes, lovely. But then I've got one that I can jump to, because then what I want to do is now come back in and fill these corners in as well, you see. But what I did, I definitely want to do the paste, but I thought, well, we don't need to do all of that. If we've got one we can jump to, just for TV. So I'm going to get rid of that tape, and I'm going to pop this straight away into my water.
Right.
Down there. It's not getting washed, it's just going to sit there. All right, let's have just a mini tidy up. Let's give that a little wipe, and then that a little wipe there. Okay, so that one I will put away to dry. Okay,
yep.
Over there, and then I would bring one in that I have already done.
So how long would that paste take to dry then?
Do you know what? It's really pretty quick. It's touch dry, and if you are very gentle with it, you can, in just normal sort of air conditions, you know, maybe sort of half an hour.
Oh, okay.
But as I say, if you use the heat tool, you can have it ready to rock and roll within about 5 minutes.
It is looking like the paper paste and spatula set might sell out. We're getting lots of calls for this. And again, if you add that to your order and you want maybe the brand new Groovy plate today, that will take you just over the £25. It will then give you the £5 off. Stencils, over 70% of the stencils and the spatulas have now gone. Sorry, no, the 7x7 stencils, beg your pardon, sorry. So £14.92 if you want those. The spatulas come with the actual paste, OK? So £14.92 if you want those 4 stencils. 825082 is your item number.
OK. Right, so what I've done, this one is nice and dry and ready to go. So I want to colour this a little bit, but not all of it. See, the thing is, I could go over with inks and paints and whatnot, and I could get rid of that colour completely. But actually, I wanted a little bit of it to kind of still show through. Okay. So what I've done is kind of more dry brush rather than full-on colour. Okay? So I've replaced the nice clean masking tape to keep this little panel closed. So what I've got here then, Inca Gold. I love this stuff. Inca Gold is fab. We've got it on the website in 4 colours. So I've got the gold. We've got gold. We've got is it copper? We've got silver and hematite. And they hematite, yeah. And they're yeah, that sounds like something else.
Now all 4 of these, you get all 4 of them for £27.96. But again, remember, £5 off.
Yeah.
Wheel 5, that makes it £22.96. One of the best prices ever for all 4 pots of the Inca paste.
Yeah, and it's very versatile stuff because it's water based as well.
Right.
You can water it down. You can do such a lot with it. All right, so what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to put some on here because I'm going to stamp with it as well. But then also to do a little bit of dry brushing. So I've got our Viva paintbrush. All right, so I'm just going to come in and just give that a little whoosh round in here. Just pick a little bit up. Remember, I'm only actually wanting to dry brush and pick up the
consistency
texture.
Almost a furniture polish, hasn't it?
Well, actually, this one is sort of an old one. I have one that's kind of new and it's more creamy, so which is great for sort of stamping with and whatnot. And then as it starts to kind of dry a little bit after many years, then this is the one that I prefer to do my dry brushing with. Right, so if it starts to do this, if I wanted to, I could sort of cream this back up again just by adding a little bit of water.
Is that water-based?
Yes, it is. But in actual fact, this for some of the things that I do, I want one like this. Right. But say it takes a long time for it to dry out anyway, so please don't worry about that. It's very easy rejuvenated. Right, so a little bit of dry brushing then. I've got a little bit on here, and literally all I'm going to do,
80% of the stencils has now gone. Remember, the 4 stencils that you're going to get are, I'll just go and grab them actually. You're going to get, of course, the clock face.
Yep.
Have we got a picture? Can we just show the 4 7x7 stencils? We'll just get them for you so you can see exactly what you're going to be getting. Here we go, here they come. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get time weights for No Man. You're going to get the cogs, of course, as well, the circular cogs. You're going to get the pocket watch and also those funky numbers as well. 80% of those now gone, £14.92. That won't get you your £5 discount, though, so whatever you add into your order to take it over 20.